Make room for renovations. Agostino Mitsubishi are having a stock clearance sale on now. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Labor's gone on the attack after the coalition walked away from a key plank of its workplace policy. More from Zach De Silva.
The opposition leader has announced a drastic change to his policy around government employees. Peter Dutton has confirmed his party will no longer stop public servants working from home if he wins the election.
We made a mistake in relation to the work from home policy and Labor turned that into a scare campaign.
But the Prime Minister claims Mr Dutton still can't be trusted on the issue. Campaigning in Melbourne, Anthony Albanese has visited a family who work from home in a show of support for the measure.
It's allowed us both, I guess, to work full time.
Yeah, it's a part of modern families.
The latest news poll shows more voters are turning away from the coalition, with Labor's lead growing to 4 points after preferences.
The Electoral Commission is urging Australians to make sure their details are up to date before registration closes at 8 p.m. tonight. 400,000 people have already updated their voter enrolment since the federal election was called. In total, 98% of eligible voters are currently registered. The Albanese government believes there's a strong chance interest rates could come down by 0.5% next month. More from Michael Packey.
Treasurer Jim Chalmers says there's a substantial risk of global recession in the wake of tariffs imposed by Donald Trump. The US president maintains the impost is necessary even if other countries counter with reciprocal tariffs. He says the market volatility is not unexpected.
I don't want anything to go down, but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something.
Dr Chalmers is confident Australia will withstand the tariffs and won't succumb to a severe downturn. But he believes the RBA could cut interest rates at its next board meeting to mitigate any risk.
More than 50% expectation in the markets that the next Reserve Bank interest rate cut in May might be as big as 50 basis points.
The Australian share market has recovered some of its losses as the trading day progressed after losing 6% of its value at the open.
It closed down 4.2%. An unusual traffic hazard on the north-south motorway this morning. A seal hit and killed by a car. Matt was driving past.
We thought it was a cow or something, but no, clear as day, it's a seal, and it's pretty puzzling. It's gigantic. It's like the size of a small cow, but it's definitely got flippers. We can see the flippers there, clear as day.
The final touches are being put in place ahead of Gather Round. It's the third year the Festival of Footy has come to South Australia. Susie has travelled from the Sunshine Coast and has seen plenty of local sights along the way.
Stopped at Peterborough, which was fantastic. Peterborough's great, and we've just had 3 nights at Stansbury on the coast. I've never seen that side of the state before. My husband's originally from Adelaide, and ultimately we're here for Gather Round, so we're going to go watch, hopefully, Sydney beat Collingwood. So he did Gather Round last year, and I didn't come, and I had really bad FOMO.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
Collingwood defender Dan Houston has accepted a 2-match ban for bumping Carlton's Lockie Fogarty in the head. Australian golfer Mark Leishman has capped off a dream weekend in Miami with his breakthrough win on the Live Tour. Matilda's fans can expect to see greater involvement from Mary Fowler tonight when Australia play South Korea in Newcastle. In the EPL, Liverpool's unbeaten run has come to an end, going down to Fulham, and Southampton have become the fastest side to achieve relegation in the EPL's history. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
Afternoon, burst water main to look out for this afternoon. This one is at Burnside, Waterfall Terrace near Glenthorpe. A bit out of the way, so it shouldn't give you too many headaches. We are slow at the moment for works at Glenelg, East Brighton Road near Dunbar Terrace, and getting busy at the moment at Camden Park for works too. Anzac Highway near Morford Road. Cameras McGill Road, McGill and Churchill Road Prospect. The Liberals have announced they will reduce petrol tax by 25 cents a litre, saving $14 a tank. That's real cost of living relief under the Liberal plan. Authorised by A. Hurst, Liberal, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy this afternoon, cloud clearing tomorrow 23, Wednesday cloudy and 25, Thursday partly cloudy 29. Right now it's 20 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, South Australia goes on show as footy fans from across the country gather round. Market meltdown, $160 billion wiped from the ASX in a matter of minutes as the Aussie dollar plummets to a 5-year low. And using AI to declutter your home, the new platform making it easy to sell your stuff. 9 News, your news, 9 at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey.
I am flabbergasted.
And Timmy G.
Absolute sports festival.
Yes, good afternoon, 6 after 4 on what ended up being a bit of an excruciating weekend for footy fans, Crows and Port ones particularly. But on the flip side, it's a massively exciting week for footy here in SA with Gather Round build-up beginning very soon. It's our Monday footy review. Rowey, Timmy G, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, Sam. Hope you had a great weekend. It's Gather Round week here in Adelaide, as you mentioned, as we get ready to welcome in the country supporters to our lovely city. Our AFL teams unfortunately missed the 4 points. Round 2 of the sample saw 3 teams remain undefeated. And the sample stateside just dropped the squad there. Reds drop out of the top 6, unfortunately, but the T-Birds defended their three-peat in style for round 1, and Oscar Piastri gets a podium finish. A big week of sport coming up. I think the Matildas play tonight against Korea, so lots happening there. But the talk of the town is not Gather Round. It is this.
Now Pete Lincoln drive Adelaide inside 50 into the pocket at the back. Rankin, he spilled it. The umpire says play on. You're kidding. Rankin appeals to the umpire. Powell picked it up. Hewlin gets his head taken off, and he's going to get the free kick. Well, we want to have a look at that on the replay.
I reckon that's a mark. Because he marked it, and it was only when when Collins put his arms around him to stop him from playing on it, knocked out.
All right, Rowey, you'd be over that by now.
No. Did you hear my 5 minutes with Stacey? Poor old Karen, I called her a ginger and she's not. Robbed again right in front of me. Now, we can go on and on about it. It was incompetence, all 4 of them. They could have changed it. They didn't. They missed it. An apology. I said to Stacey, sometimes when I was little, I did things that were wrong, time and time again. And then I'd say to Mum, sorry. And Mum said, sometimes sorry's not good enough, son. So change behaviours or change something. Get better. I'm asking the AFL, sorry's not good enough. How are you going to get better? How are you going to get those umpires better? Because right now, that was a joke. Now, we can go through the history of it. It's been 4 of them. I named them again with Stacey. Everyone knows the 4. Back to the Ben Keys one. Draper last year dived on it. Dawson. I mean, it's all there to see. All 4 of them, sorry. Sorry's not good enough, AFL. I've had a gutful on behalf of the fans. Now, the players will move on, the coaches will move on, the CEO made a great statement, all of that. We can go through all of that. I don't care. What are you doing to fix it?
And I think it's up to people like us to come up with solutions. And actually, and please give us a call, 8223
No, it's not. It's up to the bloody AFL to come up with solutions.
Sometimes,
you think they listen to you and I? They certainly don't listen to me.
They've been waiting for a solution for the Ben Keys one. Now, we've trialled a chip in the ball for the last 18 months.
Still haven't released it.
This is what I'm saying. You've got to keep the pressure on to say we want change.
Well, how's a chip in the ball going to help it?
Well, at least something. We've got to do something to stop these things happening again and again and again. 4 umpires
is not working.
And look, I would say that because we're over here, it doesn't make as much noise as it does as if you were in the 10-team town of Melbourne.
Well, why doesn't it happen to Collingwood? Why does it happen to the Crows all the time? Why?
And I would say, again, because if you're up the Gold Coast or here where we are, the noise isn't as great. So there's not as many footy shows. You ever listen to all the footy shows tonight?
Okay.
It'll come up in discussion, but there isn't the furor that you're going through right now. As the disappointment sits there, you go, that's a game that got away. Now, I do, on the other hand, have a listen to Matty Nix's comments. I do like these.
I'd say there's some really frustrated fans of ours out there, and I feel for them, and I'm a little bit with them, but yeah, we need to be better at the start of the game. My version of it is I think if he didn't mark it, he's tackled in a marking contest. So I sort of sit here as a coach and say, well, what do I preach to the players? I preach about you being in the moment, don't blame others, you got to butter up and go again next week.
That's what a coach should say, but this is what a fan's going to say. I want my club to go and see a lawyer and have a written up or a deed that if we miss the finals or we miss a home final or we miss the top 4 because of that decision, because of that game, we're going to sue you for damages.
The problem with that is the whole competition becomes litigious.
I don't care.
I can go through several decisions on the weekend that I thought weren't there.
We'll do it.
And
if you're as aggrieved as me, do it.
But one against the Lear right in the goal square, Owens was hardly touched at the beginning of the third quarter, and you go, well, that actually could change the game and the momentum and the rest of it. Once you get into that murky water, then we won't have umpires, we won't have a game, and then it'll just be finished. It's
mate,
about saying how.
Do you know what? Put your hand in a bucket of water. Someone will umpire and someone will umpire better. Yes, it's a tough gig. Yes, I get all of that, but I'm sick of it happening to my club time and time again. And they don't listen. I mean, there was an idea that someone flagged by me. Watch the NFL, Rowey. Yeah, well, I do. And they've got this thing called a red flag where you can challenge. So the coach who stands on the sideline, both of them, can throw the red flag out. Bang, stop down. Then all the referees get together, they look at the replay, they take forever to do it while they're having a drink and all that sort of stuff, and they go, no, that's a mark and or a free kick. He has a shot at goal. There was 1 minute 44 left on the clock. That was massive. That was telling. I could talk about the Saligo tackle that got done just before half-time. We were 7 points up, and they gave them a cheap free kick then. But this is in the dying seconds. Critical. There should be a challenge being able to do with that. Maybe it's the last 5 minutes of the game, where it is on the line, or the last 2 minutes.
I only see one problem with that.
What?
If that red flag goes at it, I reckon you're going to be like a bull and go straight for it. Underlay, straight through it.
But 822 300 what's the solution? We sit here all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
We want you to be a solution-based listening group that give us the feedback, because AFL's in town now.
It's like putting a petition together.
Here.
You know what I mean? They're
Let's
all here, so you get the opportunity. We're going to be on the Southern Plaza both Thursday and Friday. So we're going to be speaking to a lot of AFL people. You get the opportunity now to have this sort of feedback come in and say, right, you haven't been able to fix these things. You haven't been able to stop what are game-changing moments. We've got to have a right to say, okay, what's the solution to fixing it? And that, for me, is...
Yeah.
I love the idea. We spoke about, the chip and the ball and all the rest of it, and being quicker at the arc and getting that decision really quickly. Now, you can do that again, I think, with something like this. Telling me that somebody is in the box, goes, hang on, that was pretty controversial. I'll have a quick look. All right, bang, straight down, hang on, take that back, it was a mark.
Yeah.
And it would be over and done with like that. You can't have the game held up forever. I totally agree with that. And you can't have what Ange Postecoglou's going through, where he says VAR is destroying the game in the EPL.
I know, there's a balance. But in your game yesterday, and we'll talk about that in a sec, there was a deliberate that wasn't a deliberate. The umpire's coming in, signals throw it in, and then he gets 2 metres away from the boundary line because he's running about 50 metres. He goes, no, deliberate. He changed his mind. In a split, someone upstairs must have come to his
the other umpire was there. The other umpire there turned that one over.
Oh, did he? Well, why didn't one of the other three clowns say to that bloke who was in the back?
Well, there's another good point. We got
so don't blame the rooster that made the decision. But
it's a lack of consistency, isn't it? Across the board.
God.
And to be fair, bro,
I've had a gutful.
I had a look because I was at the North Adelaide and Crows game, ironically, in the Sandford. Yeah. I had a look on it and went, hang on, is that the umpire in position on the boundary line?
He was right there.
He was right there, looking right at it. So there's actually no excuse for that umpire making that mistake.
Collins monstered him.
Well, he'd already marked it.
That's right, the ball jarred free.
So it's the mark. That's what you had to pay. You didn't. We want to know why and how we avoid it again.
How do we fix it? Get on the blower.
Great call. And this next grab is Nathan Buckley on Melbourne radio, and he's talking about the Tim Silver statement that came out. Now, I reckon this is what I was getting to earlier, Rowey, about you're not in the 10-team town of Melbourne, so your noise isn't as much. Have a listen.
I would be surprised if the football department would have rubber stamped that sort of communication from the CEO. I think that you're better just to let that go. There's better places and different places to make those stands, and I don't really think that there should be too much around that seeps into a player or a team psyche. You can't afford to have that in your psyche, and I think that Adelaide have had it there for a period, so they needed to do it different and do it better.
Fair call.
Yeah, and it's a nice measured
There's a touch of woe response a bit. I get that.
A little bit, but I think that's what I was saying about the noise isn't as great.
No.
And that's why you've got to put solutions, not just noise. So
I'm open to them. I'm open to them. Professional Stephen, I'm open to them.
And we'll get to them very shortly. Port lost to St Kilda by 17 points. A very, very poor first quarter. After that, showed some real fight and got back to within 5, but just made some critical mistakes. Here's Ken on the loss.
We gave them too much power around the ball. We gave them too many opportunities to score. They were good enough to score. We were poor around the ball at the start of the game, and that really hurt us by the end, because after that I thought that actually, from being fair, I think the game was played on our terms a fair bit of the last 2.5, 3 quarters.
Yeah, we'll get into that a bit later and talk to somebody tomorrow from Port Adelaide. Still time. I'm in the 24-hour window, Stephen, and I'm keeping optimistic.
No,
Can you believe it? 1 and 3, and I'm saying I reckon there's still time to recover.
You're lost. Your team looks lost.
Well, look, we'll worry about that later. We've got big problems here. We've got solutions to come up with here.
I was about to make a little
distraction here from
very credulous statements there, and I've just been...
We'll have our chance to wrap that up. We'll have our chance. Reds went down 2-3. We'll have a chat to Bart Vriends later in the show to Sydney. They're out the 6. I reckon they got a chance to get back into it, though. We'll talk to him. And our T-Birds opened against the grand final side of the Vixens last year and smacked them. So a really good opening to their defence for 3, Pete. That is the sport. Give us a call. It's gone berserk.
It is. Locky Murphy, Rory Sloan, Bart Vriends all coming up on the show. We'll get you like, love, loathes as well shortly, and I feel like there's a few loathes out there. 8223 0000 plus. We have gather round tickets to what is an exhausted ticket event, Thursday night football, Crows and Cats. So you won't want to miss your chance to win those as well on the sports show tonight. But it's all about your calls. It is our Monday footy review. 8223 0000. All about your calls straight after the break.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
AFL Gather Round rolls back into SA this weekend, and 5AA's bringing you all the action. From Adelaide Oval to Norwood to the Barossa. If it's happening for Gather Round, you'll hear it on 5AA. Catch live, local and passionate coverage from all the big games. Kicking off with the Crows versus Geelong, wrapping up with a Port versus Hawks blockbuster, and everything in between. Keep up to date with everything you need to know, thanks to Macca's. Explore Macca's Minecraft movie Happy Meal. 12 unique toys to collect. Macca's, proud official partners of Macca's AFL Gather Round.
Steinborner Hyundai has always been well worth a trip, and now there's another great reason to visit. Hyundai's full range of hybrids. Steinborner Hyundai has a hybrid to suit every driver, from the hybrid i30, the Kona, the Tucson, as well as the all-new Santa Fe hybrid family-sized SUV. Experience the difference at Steinborner Barossa and Clare, with outstanding service and a great range of vehicles. And you'll see why. Steinborner Hyundai is well worth the trip. Steinborner.com.au.
Here's some news to make you feel better. Federal Labor has opened 5 free Medicare urgent care clinics in Adelaide, with another opening soon. And will also deliver more bulk billing for all South Australians.
Authorised A. Burke, Australian Labor Party, Adelaide.
Now, it's great to have mates to help you out, especially if they've got a trailer. But what if they're not available? Neither's the trailer. Well, that's when you need a mate like Matty from Avis Truck Rental Adelaide.
Well, he's there 7 days a week for starters. He'll always take your call. If you can't get through to them because it's after hours, they return your call. It's called Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. And he's always ready to help. Always got the range and the price and the availability, and he'll look after you. And I love that about him. So if you're moving house or picking something up, or you forgot something, or you forgot to order that bus, or, I don't know, it was a party and you had to pick something up and take it somewhere else, you don't have a trailer, well, call them.
Or just move.
They've got the range. They're just brilliant. And when you do, and this is Avis Truck Rental Adelaide, they're out there on Port Road as you head out of town, avis.com.au. Ask for our mate Matthew, and ask also for this, the 5AA special super duper Molly Kaduka deal.
Magnificent deal. Here's an idea. Organise a 12-seater Avis minibus you can drive on a car licence. Now you can head to Melbourne for the footy. How about a run to the Barossa for the old gather round, or get that Avis minibus as well. In all shapes and sizes, we can get you around to the big gather round.
That's it. You always want a mate you can trust. Well, your mate is Matthew at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. He's always keen to help. Jump online at avis.com.au or call this number. Do it now. 8241 5200.
Mario Maiolo Promotions and 5AA present Blowin' in the Wind, honouring Rock and Roll Hall of
famous Bob Dylan with friends Johnny Cash, Joan Baez and the Travelling Wilburys. Come celebrate the legends who contributed to cultural change through inspired lyrics and songs of revolution with an amazing cast. The times they're a-changing, folks, so don't think twice because it's all right. Blowing in the Wind, Her Majesty's Theatre, Friday 23rd of May. Book now at Ticketek.
It's SA's biggest cover-up, and thousands of pool owners all over South Australia are implicated. Who's at the centre of it? Walco, of course. Put your pool to bed for winter with a Walco Guardian pool cover. Made right here in SA, a Walco Guardian pool cover will preserve your chemicals, keep your water clean, and you won't need to run your pump. The savings are amazing. Join the great cover-up and get a Walco Guardian pool cover. Visit walco.com.au.
Some days I just go, go, go. From the house to the post office, pick up that thing, swing by Mum's to help her with her Wi-Fi again. And what I need is a $3.95 Go bucket from KFC for a tasty bite to go. KFC, FLG. Not everywhere and not forever. Pick up only.
Unhealthy mould spreads quickly in your bathroom. For a sparkling clean, mould-free shower, call the Grout Guy and stop it before it starts.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
A lot of frustration at 21 minutes after 4, especially from Crows fans. The Isaac Rankin non-decision, the apology over the weekend from the AFL. How does it sit with you? And do you have a solution? 8223 0000. We have lines open for you. Rossdale Homes, SA's most trusted custom design, fixed pricing, total peace of mind because trust is a must. Let's check your roads first.
G'day there. A couple of breakdowns to look out for on the drive home. One at Croydon. It's on the north-south motorway near Dartmouth Street. Another one at Darlington, Southern Expressway near Marion Road. And a burst watermain at Burnside, waterfall terrace near Glen Street. Slow for works at Modbury North, Golden Grove Road near Milne Road. With cameras today, Gorge Road, Campbelltown and McGill Road at McGill. A traffic update, that's useful. A company that provides electricity, gas and internet, that's all kinds of useful. Origin, all kinds of useful. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Taking your calls, we're going to One Tree Hill. G'day, Ian.
G'day, guys. Now, do you guys want a solution or what?
Yes, please.
Right, this is what you do. You take one of the 4 umpires off the ground, you stick him up in the grandstand, you put a bloody good monitor in front of him, and he's talking to the umpires through their ears in real time, and when they stuff up, he calls in and says, no, incorrect decision, reverse that or whatever, and get it right the first time in real time. That's how you fix it.
4th ump goes upstairs.
I love it.
Good on you, Ian.
That is a
written that
great
one down,
solution.
mate. Well done. You're in the running for that $50 Powers voucher. Sensational. Paravista, Dave.
Yeah, how you going, Rory and Tim?
Good, buddy.
Ian's kind of like stole my thunder just there. They've got the bunker. Why can't they use that? They press a button and say, look, they get a little buzz in the umpire's ear, and he says, oh, stop it for a minute, and they tell him, look, it's the mark is holding the ball, whatever, hit the post, and it's a better result. You know, it stops all the hassle, you know, better view and better for the game.
Yeah, 100%. 4's not working, 3 would. 1 rooster up there can go straight through. Nah, it's Mark Bart. They're going to swap it immediately. There's got to be a solution.
And I reckon you've got less pressure on you when you're up the stairs, haven't you? I reckon, than being on the oval.
You're in a little office. A lot of texts coming through that I've got a persecution complex. What's that?
It means you want to persecute people.
Wow. Hello, Phil.
Oh.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My solution is to get rid of 4 umpires and go back to 3 because 4 does not work.
Correct.
The positioning, and it's the same, and I was lucky enough to umpire, and it was 2 umpire system, but you had a relationship. The more people you get, the more doubt comes about. Positioning is an issue. Go back to 3 umpires because 4 does not work.
Yeah, well said, Phil. A lot of people are saying that, but the AFL sold on 4.
And, yeah, you know what they're like when they dig their heels in.
The umpire that missed that free was literally front and square to that
You can't argue about the positioning.
Could not have been. So what does that tell you? That he's incompetent?
All he froze.
Why would you freeze?
It was 1:40 on the clock. You know how vital it is. He's got a home crowd behind him.
They're trained to make the right call.
But they are human beings.
And if he's umpiring next week, that's another joke, but I bet you he is. Hello, Jono.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Yeah, good, buddy.
That's good. Hey, how about we take the fourth umpire off the field and put him in the box, and we don't use him until red time decision. We give him the last 3 minutes of every quarter.
Ah, okay.
That's even better. That's even more creative, Jono.
Red time only. Interesting.
Do you think that's when they stuff up more, umpires?
What's pressure? Again, it's red
Well,
time, it's pressure and the
They're
like.
human.
So there's maybe an element of that. But if you get a howler in the first quarter, don't you want that one back? I'm not
we
sure.
have had... Well, the Saligo one before half-time was just as big a howler.
So is it in red time, though? It was in red time of the quarter, though.
the siren went.
Well, there you go. So
why would he kick the ball? The siren went.
Jono's solution actually suits
Might
what
help.
you just said.
Yeah, might help.
Nice
Hello,
one.
Brett.
Yeah, g'day, boys. Look, Jono stole my thunder a bit, but look, every other sport, you look at soccer, you look at rugby, you look at gridiron, they have a video umpire, video referee in soccer, they call it. Why don't we have a video umpire in football? I mean, you know, like, he just has to be there for the last quarter. Anything that he sees that he thinks, you know, doesn't look right, he can stop the game until the umpire to reverse the decision and give the free kick to the opposition. That's what they should do. Video referee, or video umpire.
Brett, I hear from everybody that loves the game, and you're one of them, we certainly are, is we don't want any more stop-down time.
No.
So after a point, there's nothing more frustrating where they put the score up on
Goes
the thing
forever.
and you can see it was touched. And 30, 40, 50, a minute later they're going, that was touched.
What about Fogs last week? They hit the post.
Yeah.
Everybody's setting up for a behind and they've done a review.
Yeah. So we are attuned to it now, aren't we? We've softened to it and we're
As long as
we're
it's not
accepting of it.
Agonisingly long. That's their biggest issue. I think it's got to be what the boys are saying, you know, Brett and Jono and Trev, and just saying it's a quick decision. They know it's a howler and they quickly buzz down.
Well, okay, could have they done that? Of course they could have. That's a mark or a free kick.
For that incident,
Change the
yes.
decision.
Absolutely.
Change the decision now.
Now.
That's as quick as it is. That took 3 seconds. Hello, Trev.
Good day, fellas. How are you going today? Yeah, look, I agree totally with all the callers, obviously, but the thing that intrigued me before the game was there was an umpire in his uniform bouncing the ball, and the Gold Coast guys were actually going for the knock on, going for the knock. Yeah, they were using his bouncers to practice with. Surely that's a bit unusual too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, Trev. I hear you. You know the other thing that disappoints me? Thanks, Trev. The other thing that disappoints me, I wanted to open the show talking about how good Riley Thilthorpe is with his 5 guys. I wanted to open the show and go, Crows are up to their eyeballs for a top 8. They have improved, they've matured, they lost by a point, they took it up to a team that's also going to be in the top 8 in Gold Coast. Are they the two most exciting teams in the land at the moment after 4 rounds? I want to do all of that. How good's the 3 forwards? How good did Peatling play? But no, we're talking about some clown in a green suit.
You can still do that after 4:30. I'll give you an opportunity to do that.
Hello, Josh.
How you going, lad?
Josh.
You there?
Yes, buddy. Fire away.
How you going? I just wanted to... I'm sick of the Crows being behind and then we are relying on umpiring decisions. That's what I'd say to start with.
Yeah.
Then the next thing is just around the challenge flag idea, Rowey. Can you challenge open play where there's a non-call?
Oh, I don't know.
That's what this would be.
Again, that would be the 4th umpire up in the chair, Josh, going, you missed that. Go back.
That's right.
Yeah, I think you can do it for a non-call as well, Josh.
Well, how quick would a bloke upstairs said, change your decision, that's a mark. Bring it back. It would have taken 2 seconds.
The NBA do that very well.
Yeah.
They have, if depending on what the decision is, it
Can
could
be
be
done.
20 seconds to
Can
go,
be
and
done.
it's game altering. They throw a decision in.
Can be done. It's 4:30. I need some pickle juice.
Let's go to Christos.
Hello, Christos.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, buddy.
That's good. But I'm a Crows supporter and frustrated like everyone. I think that a couple of things need to happen. If we had a VAR situation in the last 2 minutes of the game, which is where the crunch time is in a game so close like the games we've been robbed by, that VAR, we got our side or their side can announce that, yep, we want a VAR on that, like a call at tennis. That clears all the characters out of the picture, right? As well as, I think umpires should be fined at least $2,000 for a bad decision. And the AFL needs to compensate the Adelaide Crows $20,000 every time they make a mistake and apologise.
Oh, beautiful. That is creative. That is creative. I just hope these 4 points don't cost them a top 8. Or worse, they're in the 8, but they just missed out on a home final, because that costs the club money as well.
I mean, it was a good point made just earlier there about
every club could do it.
Yeah, but also, Crows being behind a lot. I found like that game was Gold Coast started each quarter really fast, and then the Crows would catch back up, get in front, and then they'd lose the lead again, then they'd catch back up, and
it's a bit of their DNA, isn't it?
It felt like there. So the point, I thought, I can't remember who made it, was a good one, just saying, I wish we weren't chasing all the time. It's probably a good point, but not detracting from the decision.
They play their best footy when they're chasing a lead.
I don't think you have to worry about it being a dictator. I think because the way you're playing, you're going to win more often than not.
Join in with us. We'll keep taking your calls after the 4:30 headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. It's been the worst day on the Australian Stock Exchange in 5 years, with $110 billion wiped from shares. Peter Dutton has been in Adelaide today, campaigning, talking up a freight bypass under a coalition government. A new ad campaign has been launched in time for Gather Round, promoting South Australia to the nation and potential international visitors. And in sport, a light session for the Crows today as they look ahead to Thursday night's clash with the Cats. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the big white building, still at 412 North East Road.
2 breakdowns in Darlington, one on Flagstaff Road, New Main South Road blocking one lane outbound, and the other on the Southern Expressway in Marion Road. Croydon has a breakdown too, something in the air today. North South Motorway near Dartmouth Street, Annabus Waterway at Burnside, Waterfall Terrace near Glen Street. Busy South Road, Edwardstown with a camera of Valletta Road at Fulham Gardens. The federal election has been announced. All Australian citizens 18 and over must be enrolled to vote. Enrol or update your details by 8 p.m. today at aec.gov.au. Authorised by the Electoral Commission at Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 10, becoming sunny tomorrow 23. Right now it's 20 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The leader of the Federal Liberal Party, Peter Dutton, David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
What's your message today to people who have concerns about tightening up of work from home arrangements?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
We made a policy announcement in relation to what we were seeing in Canberra. Now, what I want to make clear today is that I think we've made a mistake in relation to the policy.
5AA breakfast.
We admit that we've got it wrong. I wanted to make that very clear today and happy to do it here in Adelaide.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Their fleet of modern, comfortable buses connect the city to the Eyre Peninsula and Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and full-time SA students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
Buy a car from Edwardstown Mazda and win the ultimate Bali holiday. Flights, accommodation and activities. Plus, get up to $8,000 in savings across the entire range. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
Now, they say you shouldn't mix business with pleasure, but hey, they clearly haven't been to an AFL gather-round business lunch. They bring together AFL industry, South Australian business community, and it's a unique chance to celebrate footy while networking your business.
How good's that? They go together, don't they? This year's lineup of speakers include AFL CEO Andrew Dillon, Premier Peter Malinauskas. I'm hearing there'll be an announcement from our Premier. AFL talent and media personalities Paddy D, Rory Sloan, Kate McCarthy and Nathan Buckley.
Big lineup. Tickets include seated dining with a delicious 2-course meal, 3.5-hour drinks package, all those lovely guest speakers you just heard, networking opportunities and an official 2025 Gather Round souvenir.
So don't miss the AFL Gather Round business lunch. It's Friday, April 11. It's at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Get your tickets now at afleventoffice.com.au.
Whether you're recovering from an illness or injury or simply want to live a healthier and more active life, Southern Cross Care
Care's health and fitness services are for you. Our health and fitness centres offer services designed for anyone aged 55 and over, including allied health, group fitness, health education and more. With convenient locations across Adelaide, Mount Barker and Goolwa, we can help you be better for life. For more information, visit southerncrosscare.com.au.
Better for life. When you've been around for over a century, you know a thing or two. And South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White have almost 300 years between them. So when an alliance is formed between South Australian Business Chamber and Ray White Business Sales SA, all that experience flows to you. This ensures you're in top shape, whether you're buying, selling, or somewhere in between. Touch base with the experts. Search Ray White Business Sales SA. Proudly partnered with South Australian Business Chamber.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
You can't tackle someone mid-marking contest. So I think that's where the frustration will come from, is like, I've never seen someone tackle someone in a marking contest and it hasn't been a free kick.
25-5, that's Rory Sloan. He'll join us on the show tonight at 5:30. Locky Murphy from the Crows coming up as well. And with Gather Round here this week, we're letting you know we're live from the Southern Plaza at Adelaide Oval from 4 o'clock on both Thursday night for the Crows and Cats and Friday night before the Pies and Swans. And if you're heading to either of those games, make sure you can pop past in the Southern Plaza, say hi to us. We'll be live with the show. It's all thanks to Macca's, and the Minecraft movie Happy Meal is back. Build your world with 12 limited edition toys the whole family will love. Get yours at Macca's, a limited time only.
Yeah, lines available. Love to take your calls. A lot of text coming through. I'll talk about the Crows now, a bit of a dissection of how it was won and lost, and you do the same with Port. Crows lost by a point, we know that, and it was more than just a stinker decision on Rankin. A lot of people are having a crack at me. Oh, what about Keane throwing the ball and Saligo, got dumped? Well, there's 100 decisions in a game that can affect the game. I get all of that. But explain this to me, please, AFL. Free kicks 25-14, only 2 to the Crows in the second half. You got to explain that. So that's an outrider. But that was the only outrider in this game. If you go through all the stats...
It's a massive differential.
Well, it is. It is. This is what I'm getting to. So that's a massive differential. For the rest of the game, and we want to talk about the game, these two teams you could not separate. If you have a look at the hitouts, 49-45, clearances were nearly identical. Centre square, 12 apiece. Contested possession, exactly 149 apiece. They say you win those two stats, you win the game. Pressure acts were exactly the same. Tackles 69-67. Score sources, where are you kicking them from?
It's probably why it was a point result.
But that's what I'm saying. and it was this is what I'm getting at. So stoppages, Crows 5 goals, Gold Coast 5 goals, centre square, Crows 2 goals, Gold Coast 2 goals. Turnover, the big one. Turnover, Crows kicked 8-1. They kicked 7-5. There was nothing between the two teams. When it went forward, the Crows' tools took over. And how good were they? Riley Thilthorpe, 5 goals. His clear best game for the club. He's getting on ball at about the 8 or 9 minute mark of the quarter, and he's nearly dominating that part of it.
He got rid of Collins in a one-on-one.
Oh, God, he's gone.
I've got to say, Collins is one of the best one-on-one defenders in the game.
Yeah.
And he got rid of him.
He bench-pressed him. Now, I said to Campo after the game, I was actually at Riley Thilthorpe's debut game. It was in Launceston versus Hawthorn, and he kicked 5 on debut. We're going, wow, pick 2, he's going to be good. It wasn't a good 5. He kicked 5. You're not going to take it away from him. He kicked 5. Any 5's a good 5, but there was a couple over the top, a couple of the goal square, a couple of marks. This was an enormously, incredibly good 5 goals. They were all earned. They were all talented goals. Taylor Walker with 4, Fogg with 3. So 12 of the 14 were from their tools. You go down the other end, it was nearly exactly the same. It was as if the tools were having a bit of a shootout. I thought the midfield broke even. Riley O'Brien, and I'm not just saying this because he's on the show now and he is a regular, and we have been very critical. Well, I have been with his marking. Still needs improvement there. But his ruck craft is now not elite, but it's getting there. He went toe-to-toe with Witts. Witts has generally given him a bath. God, that was a good duel.
Good battle.
And people will forget the great knock he did to Dawson on the wing, on this grandstand wing, to get the ball to Rankin, because it was a forward handball to Peatling. Peatling went long. That was an elite laid to
Rankin.
Remember the good one we used to call laid to Franco
laid to
or
Burgoyne or
whatever. It was elite.
Right, it's great.
Yeah,
That's
Ryder
the
to
one.
Gray.
Ryder to Gray's the one I was thinking of, that real famous one. It was nearly identical. Didn't end up in a goal because the umpire didn't pay the free kick. So without a doubt, I would say these two teams, if they can keep their best on the park, are in for an exciting year, a really exciting year, a year that you'd start talking the F word. They can not only make finals, they could really do some good work in the finals because they're playing, inverted commas, the right way. What is the right way? Their contest numbers are great. Their pressure's great. They can score from turnover and they can go D50, F50. They're all the key things you want to see in your team. I know it's only 4 weeks. I couldn't have been prouder of the boys. They fought back twice. The lead changed 15 times. And to get to the end, only get 2 free kicks in the second half of footy and to then have a decision made like that by an umpire just stinks. And you can see why fans are upset. The players will move on. And well done to Matty Nix. His presser was outstanding. I'm glad you played that, Timmy. That's what a leader does. The players will regroup. Thursday night, they've got Geelong, and let's hope they get the 4 points.
Give me your like, love, loathed. I think I'm guessing what your loathed is.
Well, let's just quickly do this. My like is how good are the 3 bigs for the Crows. I mean, that was a magnificent like. Here's Matty Nix.
Again, that's been consistent for us across pre-season, the first 3 or 4 rounds. They're in some really good nick. You know, Tex is leading the way down there, you know, both on and off the field. Riley Thilthorpe's playing some great footy. He's confident. And he had a couple of really good matchups today, like really strong opponents. And so that's an even better sign, you know, to perform well against high-quality opposition. He's done that right throughout the season, don't get me wrong, but today was a great performance.
Oh, I like that a lot. My love is gather round. Our state lights up. No one can do it like we do. I know Tassie's trying to steal it. They won't. I mean, my brother's coming over with his 2 brothers. This into Easter, it's a great time of the year to showcase this state. I'm wrapped the state teams, and we'll talk about that later, is going up to the Barossa. Get up there and see that great region. To our Premier, Peter Malinauskas, I believe an extension is looming and an announcement looming even sooner. Love him to do it on the show, to be honest, tomorrow.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice, but I love this gather round. And my loathe is not hard to know what my loathe is. The insincere apology by the AFL to say sorry. Sorry's not good enough. Get it right, please.
Lovely work.
Timmy, please.
Lovely work. Port Adelaide, well, they went down to St Kilda by 17 points. Pretty much first quarter destroyed probably any chance of winning. What they did do after that was the bit that probably gave some encouragement to what's been looking like a pretty bleak beginning to the season. So they worked their way back into it and through the likes of characters, Sweet, JHF, Horn Francis was really impressive yesterday as a young emerging talent. Butter's first game back, I just thought that, you know, he might run out a bit of petrol. No such thing. Just went 100 mile an hour for the whole game. I thought Bergman's second half was exceptional. And Alir, if you want to talk about free kicks, and I tell you, I reckon they gave free kicks away to him because they couldn't understand that he was so strong to get rid of them. Wasn't illegal either. And the one at the beginning of the third term that they gave to Owens, I just thought was really just a misunderstanding of how you can get rid of your opponent quite easily, legally. They didn't understand it, gave a free kick dead in front of goal. So I thought he played an excellent game overall. What Port Adelaide didn't take advantage of, we had 43 hit-outs to 22. Couldn't get our ground ball right, though, from there. We were struggling and chasing our tail in that area for most of the day, and that was a bit of a disappointment. We lost clearance because of it. But what we did do was we got back to winning contested possession. We were smashed in the first quarter, ended up winning that statistic overall, but that was over 3 quarters of effort. So the effort was better, definitely better than what I saw against the Bombers. I think there's still a massive improvement in that area. What I'd like to see is us be a lot cleaner, below our knees and out in front of I want to see somebody on the march, taking a mark right in front of their face with their hands. We make too many errors through our hands and on the ground below our knees. And a good player is clean below his knees and good in front of his face. You know what it does? It gives you an extra 5 metres in pace. If you're clean below your knees, one take, bang. Robbie Gray, just think of him. That's what I'm talking about. We were very fumbly all day long, and then it put the next bloke under pressure. So that's something we have to clean up before Sunday, taking on the Hawks. 17-8 contested marks, 14 marks inside 50, says we're improving, and I like the look of Lord and Mitch Georgiades as a combo. So that, I've sort of been, unfortunately, he's been injured and the like with Ollie Lord, but I thought it looked a lot better. The forward line looked a lot better. So keep persisting with that and with more effort, and Butters certainly returning, made a much better looking Port Adelaide, which I think can only improve from here. Big game against the Hawks. Obviously, they're in good nick. They just come off the bye, but you never know coming off the bye. Port have got to get a good start. Their problem is they waltz out into games and they look like they're half asleep and then they're chasing the whole time. They've got to get a good start against the Hawks to put them under the pump. So my loved.
Hang on, before you move on.
Oh, hello.
Gee, you're being very kind to them. They were ordinary yesterday.
The first quarter was ordinary, and they fumbled for most of the game.
I reckon you've lost your identity or your trademark or your DNA. You look lost as a team. You look lost as individuals the first quarter. When your pressure and your contested side of your game drops, you're very easy to play against.
And that's what happened the first term.
Gee, I can't believe you've half.
They won contested possession after quarter time.
But what are you doing? I just looked at some stats from the first three games to that game. You had 239 handballs in round two, 353 uncontested possessions in round two, and you had...
That was Richmond.
And 133 marks. But the average, that was an outrider, but not that big an outrider. The other games...
got to do what they like that day.
You're down to 111 handballs, 70 marks. Like, what are you doing?
Well, that's probably what they want to know.
You know what I'm trying... I think you're caught between the two modes. What are you doing? I used to be able to watch your team and go, I know exactly what they want to do. They're going to try and do it for longer.
Well, they have admitted it's work in progress, and it looks like work in progress.
Oh, God,
I agree.
I thought it was
not
awful.
Ideal. Absolutely. So that was my love, loathe, but I didn't even get through it because you stopped me.
No, do it.
Yeah.
You got time.
I'm allowed to?
Yeah, do it.
Thanks very much. Right. I like the T-Birds winning their first game, making a massive statement.
That is a really good one.
I actually loved Jason Horne-Fronter's response to a very scrutinising week that he had in the media, and his response was outstanding. I loathe this comment by Jack Higgins post-game.
Any plans for the week in Adelaide?
No, I don't like Adelaide, so I'll probably be in my room playing Call of Duty with the boys.
Oh, you smart ass. Why are small forwards all smart asses?
And a comment, after you've won, fair enough, but that might come back to bite you, mate.
Yeah, go and have a beer with Jack Ginnivan in your hotel room on your own.
Never know what might come of that.
I just hope the crowd do something to Hawthorn and them post-game on Sunday.
All right, let's get your calls. Lightsview. G'day, Jesse.
How you going, guys? Jess. I want to ask some questions on what Port is dishing up. I've got three questions, and I reckon it stems from the top. Koshy was unable to make a decision for 3 years on Ken and has left the club in this situation. Comfortable admin, comfortable players, comfortable coaches. No one is on edge. If we went to the members right now, would he get more than 50%? My second point is Davis has had 15 years to recruit an A-grader, tall defender. Does he have the confidence of the members? And my last point is, what are we actually waiting on with Ken? All this is doing is making it worse for Josh with speculations on can he, can't he. Why would we have this hand-passing game? Why would you have 200 hand passes, right, and not kick the ball to the forward line? We made 3 prelims in 4 years, and he wants to change the game plan. I say don't change the game plan, tweak it. I think our biggest issue is our forward line, and I think, and I agree with Timmy, Lord and Georgiades in the forward lines works together. Now keep them there and persist. You need to persist.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jesse. I'd love to see Tom Cochrane come in this week in the Nat mix. Went back after being sub, had played the small forward role, had 11 possessions, kicked 4 goals and was best on. So I'd love to see him come back in. Jesse, your point about being comfortable, I reckon I said at the end of last year, Port is comfortable being comfortable, and that is not a good thing, and it's not a high-performance thing. So I don't disagree with you on that, Jesse, and I don't think there's any of that going on currently because it is an awkward situation. And we said right at the beginning of the year, didn't I? I said it's a long candle, a heavy candle to carry for a whole year.
Well, it's dimming.
And he's You're right about
No
the
doubt
confusion.
they
He's
look
right about
confused.
too much handball.
They look confused.
Let's go to Doug, Fairview Park. G'day, Doug.
Doug.
G'day. How you going?
All right, buddy. What's your thoughts?
That's good. In terms of the umpires, I think if you look at the number of mistakes made by the Crows players over a match, they'd far outweigh the number of mistakes made by the umpires. And yes, you can say that was a crucial mistake by the umpires at the end of the game. And in my view, it's an error in law. An error in law was always punished by the umpire being demoted the following week. But not just the one. It should be the 2 or 3 umpires that were close should all get the flip for a following week.
Yeah, they just don't. But Doug, I don't know whether they've got enough of them. But
with 4,
there's got to be consequence.
the depth would be
But there's got to be.
stretched.
What he's saying is there's got to be consequence. What's the consequence to get better? What is the answer to get better? How do you stop that happening again? If that was in a final, there'd be a right. I swear to God, if that happened in a final, I would be swinging off the blooming rafters and I'd be leading the charge with my pickets.
Yeah, I reckon there was a unique homestyle food text said earlier, what if it was Collingwood?
Yeah, I would be as unprofessional as I've ever been.
All right, we'll continue with your calls up to 5 o'clock. So get on the phone, 8223 0000 if you want to have your say. It's our Monday footy review. Let's check your traffic.
G'day there. A couple of breakdowns to look out for at Darlington on the drive home. One on Flagstaff Road near Main South Road, blocking one lane outbound. Another on the Southern Expressway near Maureen Road. First, Watermate at Burnside, Waterford Terrace near Glen Street. A little bit out of the way, so it shouldn't give you too many headaches. And look out for Glenelg East, which is slow at the moment. Brighton Road near Dunbar Terrace. Cameras, Brooker Terrace, Richmond and Frederick Road at Grange. Live way better with Nature's Way thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Right now, Nature's Way vitamins are half price at Chemist Warehouse. Yes, half price. Be quick. Sale ends Wednesday. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
At 9 to 5, if you want to head along to Oakbank Racing Carnival, which is coming up at Easter, it's always a great event. We've got 2 GA tickets to give away. It's one of the great places to go, Adelaide Hills, during Easter and get involved with the Oakbank Easter Racing Carnival. You can get your tickets at oakbankracingclub.com.au or call now with tickets and hospitality 8223 0055.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA is Adelaide's leader in sport. Thanks to Rossdale Homes. Display villages across Adelaide. Drop in for inspiration and expert advice because trust is a must.
It all started in the back shed. Maybe it started early or late. Either way, the Olympic Industry sale means there's no need to wait. With big savings on our entire range of SA engineered sheds, garages, carports and verandas, you can afford to start something big, tough or tasty in your own backyard. Start something with the Olympic Industry sale. On now.
Imagine waking up in a home designed for luxury living, where every day brings the opportunity for a morning swim, state-of-the-art wellness amenities, and evenings spent with friends. Retirement isn't about slowing down, it's about living on your own terms. Living Choice has created luxury homes with premium resort-style amenities and a community of like-minded individuals who believe retirement is about living life to the fullest. Make your choice. Living Choice. Go to livingchoice.com.au.
Now, if you want same-day windscreen replacement, back glass, side glass, rear, whatever, you've got to call Complete Windscreens, the Big Red Koala on Main North Road. The number is
8269 4444.
Now, this happened over the weekend. So a lady broke her 2016 Forester, Subaru Forester, right-hand front. Yep. Now, we've got rain coming maybe. When you break a window, you need it done straight away.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly if it's a door glass, because she has her grandkids in the back.
Yeah.
So she's rung her insurance company. Their insurance company put her through to, inverted commas, their preferred supplier.
Somebody else, yep.
Took forever to happen. Anyway, she got a call back after about an hour to say, we can fit you in the middle of next week. And she said, well, that's not good enough. I need it done now. This happens all the time, Timmy. So you can pick your repairer of choice. So she got on the Google and she found Complete Windscreens,
Excellent.
a 50-year-old South Australian company. She actually rung me. Julia was her name. Loveliest lady. Do you have a 2016 Subaru Forester right-hand front? Oh, yes, we do. Can I come in and do it now? Yes, you can.
Wow.
Can I pick my repair of choice? Yes, you can. Fill out all this, do your claim form, do that in our little waiting room while you're watching telly and reading your book. An hour later, her windscreen's done.
This is a perfect example of what we talk about.
This is exactly the perfect example. So Call Complete Windscreens because you'll speak to us, not an answering machine.
And you'll be as happy as Julia.
You'll be as happy as Julia. And yeah.
That's going to be in the script from now on.
Well, that is in the script. But that happens. But
you want to be as happy as Julia? Ring 8269 4444.
That's it, the big red koala. But that's real.
That's
you
excellent.
Speak to an owner. They source the glass. We do it for you same day.
And another big point, repair of choice.
Repair of choice. Whether it's a fleet car, insurance car, call CompleteWindscreens.com.au. Get on the blower.
8269 4444.
The big red.
Cup of tea, dear. The kettle's on. Would you like a cup of tea, love?
Cup of tea, dear.
What?
If you're concerned about hearing loss for a loved one, book an appointment with Can Do Hearing. CanDoHearing.com.au. That sounds better.
Buy a car from Edwardstown Mazda and win the ultimate Bali holiday. Flights, accommodation and activities. Plus, get up to $8,000 in savings across the entire range. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
Here's the thing you'll love about a WEA course. It's not just learning, it's meeting. Meeting people with similar interests and learning together. It's great fun and it sure beats sitting in front of a screen. WEA has 22 language courses on offer and over 80 cooking and wine appreciation courses. For the adventurous, take an introduction to karate or dance through the ages learning Baroque, Renaissance and Regency dancing. For face-to-face learning you'll love, visit wea-sa.com.au.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
It's 4 minutes to 5. It's our Monday footy review. Locky Murphy will join us after 5 o'clock. Crows fans, you can watch on the Adrian Bryan Hyundai live stream or on Facebook and YouTube. And do you want to get your way to the first showdown of the year? It's on Saturday, May 10. Not only can you get tickets with us, but you can also score a night's accommodation at the Pullman Adelaide. So a pretty good night out. For your chance to win, you can enter at 5AA.com.au or through the 5AA player app. Stream 5AA or your favourite podcast. Get in the draw. And if you keep coming back and listening each day, you can clock up additional entries as well. So pretty good deal. Kick off your AFL experience at Pullman Adelaide. Footy fans, top stay in the East End. You can book now at pullmanadelaide.com.au.
What a band the Angels were.
Oh, excellent.
Doc needs a star. God bless him. Hello, Tony.
Hey, boys. Just got a few points. I would like to see a captain's call in the last 2 minutes of the game, maybe just in the 50 zone, just to call it up if something's gone wrong. The repercussions of this also is just not only now. What if the Crows miss the finals by 4 points? Nick's job is on the line. And I would like to see our coach and our CEO tee off in the AFL. Enough's enough. This is 4 times. Enough is enough.
Yeah, I don't know whether we want to go down I said it in the opening, get a Supreme Court injunction on them, and if we miss the finals or miss a home final, it's going to cost X amount of money because we could host it and all that, and bugger them, they can pay for it. I don't want a hairy chest round. Who gives us stuff whether we play Collingwood at home?
Yeah. Look,
what are you doing to fix
Tony, I just don't think captains can do it because they could be up the other end of the deck.
Yeah. No.
If you're going to have a call, it's got to be a coach's call and or fourth umpire.
2 minutes to 5. Your calls continuing after the 5 o'clock news.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Kathy doesn't have time to wait around for deliveries. That's why we've updated the AusPost app to include 2-hour estimated delivery notifications, so Kathy doesn't have to. Come on. You ask, we deliver at Australia Post. Available when matched to a MyPost account.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Before things really start to heat up, call in and see us at the gas shop. We have a large range of cooling options suitable for any home. We only stock the best, trusted brands, and we can install for you too, so the whole process is seamless.
Do the voice!
Oh, you mean...
This voice. At the gas shop, we'll keep you cool all summer long. The Gas Shop, 161 Unley Road, opposite Target. Cool.
Trust FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store to have whatever you fancy.
They've been recommending great wine, spirits and beers now for 50 years. A lot has changed, but you can still discover great labels from far and wide. And they've always been champions for the many great winemakers, distillers and brewers right here. Trust 3 generations of experience. Trust FIVEAA, your local independent SA family liquor store since 1975. 50 years of offering whatever you fancy.
Are you ready to vote? The federal election has been announced. If you've recently changed your name or address, turned 18 or become an Australian citizen, you must update your enrolment details or enrol to vote before 8 p.m. today. Head to aec.gov.au or pick up an enrolment form at any AEC office and return it to the AEC before 8 p.m. today. Your vote will help shape Australia. Authorised by the Electoral Commissioner, Canberra.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for 4-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Down to 10 tonight, becoming sunny tomorrow, 23. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
To make room for renovations, Agostino Mitsubishi are having a stock clearance sale on now. Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
The federal government says Australia's economy is well placed to ride out global trade shocks, but prices are still likely to rise. Treasury has released its pre-election fiscal outlook, warning Donald Trump's new levies will hurt our GDP. Markets are now predicting as many as 4 interest rate cuts this year after global money markets plunged. Today was our worst day in 5 years, with $110 billion wiped off the value of shares. Treasurer Jim Chalmers says in light of that, the next rate cut may be as soon as May.
I don't predict or preempt those decisions, but the market is certainly now expecting multiple interest rate cuts over the course of the year, beginning in May.
The SA Road Transport Association is welcoming the $840 million promise by the federal opposition to fund a heavy vehicle freight bypass around Adelaide if they win next month's election. The Liberals are proposing an 80-20 federal-state funding split, while Labor is promising $525 million, split 50-50 with the state. 40% of trucks on the freeway are Adelaide Hills based, but the association's Steve Shearer says a bypass would make a big difference to the others.
So that leaves 60%, and it'd be very unlikely for all of that 60% to move to a bypass, but a lot of them will. The better the bypass, the better built and the greater capacity it has, the higher the percentage will be. We think it'll be somewhere between 30% and maybe 50% of the trucks that are currently on the freeway.
A third of teenagers under the age of 18 are gambling, spending more than $18 million each year. The Australian Institute has found a deluge of gambling ads on social media, enticing children to begin betting on their favourite sports games. Alliance for Gambling Reform's Martin Thomas says teens are also evading age verification processes to spend money on sports wagering apps.
We know of research where kids as young as 14 have been courted on social media and encouraged to download gambling apps. But, kids are betting on particularly their favourite sports.
St Kilda player Jack Higgins' cheeky swipe about not being a fan of Adelaide has gone all the way to the top. He's here all week and says he'll probably spend it inside in front of a screen. Premier Peter Malinauskas says the Saint should get out and about.
Look, I mean, playing Call of Duty in a hotel room, that's not my cup of tea. I'd be more inclined if I was him to get out and about and to see a few things. And if he did that, I suspect his attitude would change pretty quick.
The original Dennis the Menace, actor Jay North, has died aged 73 from cancer. He played the character on TV from 1959 to 1963.
It's a beautiful watch.
It's got everything.
Let's see.
Shatterproof crystal, waterproof, dustproof, anti-magnetic. It's practically indestructible.
Hey, Dad, guess what? I hardly pulled it all and the winder came out.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
A light session for the Crows today as they look ahead to Thursday night's clash with the Cats. Alex Neil-Bullen says they're preparing for a tough contest.
I feel like the group's matured a lot in this sense and looking forward to these occasions. This is the games that you want to be a part of, and you're playing an outfit that for as long as I've been involved in footy and watching as a kid, they turn up each week. So what a challenge for this footy club, and we're going to really prepare well.
Jordan De Goey skipped training as Collingwood get ready to take on Sydney at Adelaide Oval on Friday night. There are concerns the star midfielder is battling an ankle injury. Brisbane's Levi Ashcroft has been named the Round 4 AFL Rising Star nominee. The Matildas play South Korea in Newcastle tonight. It's the second of two friendlies. Australia won the series opener on Friday. And Southampton have been officially relegated from the English Premier League, and the season isn't even finished. They've lost 25 of 31 fixtures to date. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
North Adelaide got lights on the blink at the moment. Jeffcott Street near Ward Street, just at that intersection there. Breakdown at Darlington, the Southern Expressway near Maureen Road. Another breakdown causing a few headaches at Croydon, the north-south waterway near Dartmouth Street. Annabus, waterway getting fixed at Burnside. Waterfall Terrace near Glen Street, but out of the way, no great dramas at the moment. Camera 2 to look out for, Muller Road, Hampstead Gardens. Origin is making useful happen, from simplifying customer service to helping you go solar and everything in between. Origin, all kinds of useful. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 10 tonight, becoming sunny tomorrow, 23. Wednesday, cloudy and 25. Thursday, mostly sunny, up to 31. Right now, it's 20 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Brenton Raglis. Tonight, South Australia goes on show as footy fans from across the country gather round. Market meltdown, $160 billion wiped from the ASX in a matter of minutes as the Aussie dollar plummets to a 5-year low. And using AI to declutter your home, the new platform making it easy to sell your stuff. 9 News, your news, 9th at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
OK, this search isn't going to be easy, but this is what you and your dogs have trained your whole life for. Nobody rests until we find that oxygen-activated pre-wash stain remover. The people's pick. They've got the scent. Go get them, boys.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's no need for all that. It's just over at Aldi, in the laundry section.
You mean it?
Yes. It's easy to find quality at Aldi, because that's all we stock. Aldi. Good different.
Do you have a big piece of junk you wish would disappear?
Would you happily pay to make it go away?
How does $149 sound?
Did you just promise that we would haul away any first item for just $149?
Yes. Wasn't that the plan?
Well, it is now.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Let the party begin.
1-800-GOT-JUNK will haul away the first thing you point at. Anything two strong people can carry.
For just $149.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Good to have you back with us 7 minutes after 5. It's our Monday footy review. So much to get through. Coming up on the show this hour, we have gather round tickets to Thursday night footy, Crows and Geelong. You can't get tickets, so this is the place to be listening here on 5AA. Rory Sloan for Channel 9's Gather Round in the Barossa show. He's going to be joining us at 5:30. We'll speak to Adelaide United's Bart Vriends, and it's all about your calls, 8223 0000. And remember, you can watch on the Adrian Bryan Hyundai live stream right now on Facebook and YouTube on our 5AA socials. But right now, whether your block is the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, customise your build with Sterling Homes.
Yeah, the show's yours. Be unprofessional like me is what I say. Have a crack. AFL's in town, they'll be listening. Crows lost in an absolute heartbreaker by 1 point to the Gold Coast Suns. Up on the Gold Coast, that was on Saturday. Joining us, small pressure forward, Locky Murphy. Murph, welcome.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me.
How disappointing.
Yeah, very disappointing. We've had a solid start to the season, and we in review we let a few slip that we would have liked to have back. And credit to Gold Coast, they were immense at stages. We were playing some pretty good footy, and unfortunately we just weren't able to get the job done.
As a player, how do you reconcile that umpire decision?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in the moment and at the time, it can be frustrating, but the harsh reality is, and I'm sure you've heard a few players say it before, there's absolutely nothing that we can do about it other than move on. And, Nixie speaks about the footy gods a fair bit in all aspects, and, hopefully they turn for us at some stage in the season. And but, yeah, we just got to move on. And, yeah, we've got the Cats coming in town for a massive week of footy. So, it'll be nice on Thursday night to just move on and work on the things that we need to work on.
Start not to believe in the footy god, Murph. I think he's a dick. I don't like him. It's because everything's just gone against the Crows. If you go back over the history of it, the Keys one, the Jordan Dawson one last year, the Sam Draper one diving on the ball, they were all decided by an umpire's decision by less than a kick. So the football god can get stuffed, quite frankly, Locky.
Well, yeah, that's your words, not mine, Rowey, but he might just be asleep maybe. He might wake up in a couple of weeks. I don't know. He'll look after us. We just got to play the right way and control what we can, and they should turn.
I don't know what we do as a game. Saligo, what I thought, made a really good tackle on a bigger player in Walter. He didn't get rid of it. He actually dropped it. It was over the boundary line. And when you're a bigger player, you tend to fall bigger, and he did. It wasn't called holding the ball or dropping the ball or incorrect disposal. It was called actually a rough tackle. And a free kick was paid. We were 7 points up, and Walter goes back and slots the goal. How are you taught to tackle? I mean, how do you describe that one? The game's getting harder to play, Murph.
Yeah, it is. That's an interesting one, Rowey, because I remember I had a period in 2021 potentially where I got reported 4 times, and I'm knee-high to a grasshopper and probably the smallest bloke out there every week. And it is sometimes hard to tackle someone that's 100 kilos or 105 kilo that's normally 30 centimetres taller without using all your force to get them to ground. So obviously all the players, duty of care for the head and all that, and that's totally fine. But yeah, there is a fine line there, and I guess at the end of the day, it is up to umpire interpretation. But it can be difficult at times when you feel like you need that extra momentum to sort of take them to ground. And I guess sometimes you just got to hope, you know what I mean, like they don't hit the head, or the umpire interprets it a way that it wasn't dangerous.
Locky, from an independent's point of view, I thought it was a quality game. It was just fast, it was furious, it was slick. Did it feel that way out there? I know at times sometimes you know when you're in a good game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, they've proven that they're a really quality side, and the first 3 weeks, I feel like we've been playing some pretty decent footy as well. So I felt like the contest, as you said, it was hot early. You know, it was probably hot for the majority of the game, weather and pressure-wise. I felt like both sides took it up to each other, and definitely from an independent viewing, I can imagine people walking away going, you know what, that was a pretty decent game of footy between two quality sides.
Spot on. I think the game confirmed that you probably got the best forward set up in the comp so far that I've seen.
Potentially there's a lot of quality forward lines in the league. I mean, it is the AFL, but when you've got the big Texan who's rolling around at 45 or 50 or however old he is, still kicking all those goals as well. And I guess, I think I've mentioned it a few times on here, but whether he's kicking goals or not, I don't think people still quite they sort of undervalue what he brings, just taking a bigger defender, helping out Filthorpe and Fogg in ways that I guess people won't really quite understand, but to be able to sort of play alongside him still, and I'm sure if you ask Fogg and Filthy, that they would owe a fair bit of credit to Tex and the way he's going about it this year especially.
You mentioned them, Thilthorpe, Walker and Fogg. You're a small down there. You get up and down the ground. How much easier is it when you've got guys hitting the contest like they do?
Yeah, very good. I mean, sometimes, in a funny way, Thilthorpe keeps marking it, so there's probably no point crumbing because the ball doesn't hit the deck. But it does make it well. I feel like we've had a good system there for a few years now, and you see the addition of Neil Bullen, who's just a class operator through the higher forward line there, and obviously when I get my chance, I'm expected to come in and do what I do as well. So there is a good mix there, but you do walk a bit taller when you've got Tex, Filthy, and Cooper's tattoo arm, Fogarty there as well. So it is nice.
You mentioned it. There's more depth. It's a harder team to break into now, Locky, especially in the position that you're in that small forward. And you're keeping a few blokes out. Rochelle's down there, ranking. They've recruited Alex Neil-Bullen. It's good for the club.
Oh, absolutely. It's sensational for the footy club, and obviously we haven't been playing in the bright lights in September for a fair few years. And I mean, I guess as just a fan, like you look at the best sides over the years, they've got an abundance of depth, and it sort of just makes everyone better. So, I mean, for me personally, whether in the side or out of the side, I just continue to get better and sort of that next man up, take your opportunity when it comes. And I feel like there's about 10 to 15 blokes in the twos that are putting their hand up to, sort of come in and play a role when need be, which is really exciting for the footy club.
Geelong Thursday night, have you cast your attention to them? You always have good games against Geelong, and certainly at Adelaide Oval, you've been on top of them the last 2 or 3 years. Yeah,
Geelong I mean, since my time in footy, they've been a quality outfit, and you need to bring their best every week against them. And I know they are a smart unit. They're a more experienced unit. They do some funny things which try and keep us, on our toes and stuff. So it is a bit of mind games against Geelong, but I mean, I don't know how long you've been around footy, Timmy and Rowey, but it starts at the contest, and it's going to be a massive crowd and a big week on Thursday. So we've just got to get stuck into the contest and see how we go.
Oh, you normally love it. It's been a very good hunting ground for crows. Gather round. Don't worry about that. They love it. Matty Crouch, any chance of return, and how far Nick Murray away?
I spoke to Crouchy today briefly. I think just with the AFL turnaround, he'll have a run around tomorrow or Wednesday, but he did say he was feeling good. And, I saw Nick Murray around in the gym today, but I think, I'd be totally honest, I think the website said 2 to 3 or 4, whatever it was. So I suspect there'd be similar progression there.
And Rochelle's the same with his ribs. He's still a while off?
Yeah, I dare say so. Similar with Mars. I think that was 4 to 6, and they're not nice, those 3 fractured ribs. But he's been in good spirit around the joint. So, but he'll be back soon.
You're in for him. Fill your boots up, Murph. Thanks for your time. Have a great gather round.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Have a nice weekend.
Well done.
Same, Murph.
Locky Murphy there. Geelong Thursday night, live and local on 5AA. It is gather round. It starts Thursday, and then the bookend will be Port Adelaide on the Sunday. We're going to be down in the Plaza Thursday and the Friday. It's a massive weekend. Got our 5AA Verticommers season launch Wednesday night.
Correct. Gather round event. Yep.
Gather round event.
That is correct.
Fudd is our guest speaker.
Yeah, that is Darren Jarman, for those that don't know.
Yeah, and there are that many functions on around the state.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty happening. Don't worry.
Rory Sloan's coming up with a Channel 9 one very soon, so there's plenty around. Whether the block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the goal square, you can customise your build as well with Sterling Homes. Let's get back to your calls.
G'day, Trev.
G'day, boys. How are you?
All right, Trev. Give us your thoughts, buddy.
Yeah. Consequence and accountability. So let's mistakenly, for gather round, book the 4 umpires into the Corn Hotel instead of a nice hotel in Adelaide, and I'll ring Adam from Avis and go and pick them up in a minibus and explain all the rules on the way back.
No, I like where you're going here,
Matty, that was weaving in clients and everything. I like it.
Well, it's Matt. I think he said...
Yeah, Matty from Avis.
Matty, did you say Matt?
He said Adam.
He said Adam,
okay.
I think.
That's
Matt
right.
from Avis. You got a 22-seater.
Forgive him, yeah.
Trev, I like that.
Yeah.
What? Don't put him in a 5-star luxury.
Well, he's just thinking a good 4-hour drive. Just explain everything on the
like
way.
it.
Trev, you're a very smart man.
What's our prize?
$50 pals voucher. He's in the running?
He's in the running for that.
Right.
And you can buy a slab, put it in the middle. I mean, you might as well get them drunk. Can't be any worse.
Might be happening. Let's go to Brighton. G'day, Alan.
Drink responsibly.
How you going?
Good, buddy.
The AFL apologise. It's great, but they don't care. They couldn't care less. They certainly couldn't care less what the Crows think, and they certainly couldn't care less what us mug supporters think. They've shown that time and time again. So the only thing that the AFL care about is finance. So they need to be fined for such a dynamic mistake, like something like 100,000.
Find themselves, Alan. Find themselves. Yeah. Like it.
Yeah, they're happy to throw around the fines easy for not very much, so they need to pay.
Yeah, somehow they do, Alan. Look, sorry's not good enough. And I thought the CEO of the Crows, Tim Silvers, pretty much said that. Look, we'll move on. That's great, but sorry doesn't help us.
No.
Doesn't help us today, tomorrow, or the next day. Sorry's not enough. Did you ever get told off from your parents and your parents say to you, look, sorry's not good enough, Tim. I've told you and told you and told you. You haven't improved. I've asked you to improve. I've given you the reasons why and the tools to improve, but you haven't, Tim. Sorry's not good enough, mate.
I don't remember having a conversation when I was naughty.
No, it wasn't a conversation, was it?
It was a bit quicker than that, the solution.
Oh, God. I think mine
Take
was
that,
the
Timmy.
same.
Let's go to Morphettvale. Mark.
AFL, sorry's not enough.
G'day, Mark.
G'day, Rowey. G'day, Timmy. How are we going?
Good, buddy.
Hey, I'm a disgusted Crow supporter as well. I'm just as frustrated as you are, Rowey. But there's just something that's been left out in this conversation I just want to throw in there. You keep mentioning those 4 decisions, the Draper falling on the ball, the Jordan Dawson clopper across the chops, the Keys non-goal and the Rankin non-mark. And that is this. Even if the Crows did actually get those 4 decisions our way, there's actually no guarantee we would have won any or all of those games.
Mm-hmm.
The 3 of those decisions were potentially for kicks in front of goal. We could have missed all 3 of them. Even if we got them, there's still time to go down the other end. Even if the Keys goal was called a goal, there's still time to bounce up and go down the other end. So, yes, let's get the best decisions. Let's get the best umpires. But I think when we start talking about legal action and stuff like this, we don't know what would have happened. And I think, sadly, Ro, we're making the mother of all assumptions that we actually would have won those 4 games or any of them because we just don't know.
Yeah, you're right, Mark.
Mark, very sensible. Wayne backs you up on the unique home-style food text. He said, had the umpire penalised Keane for his throw in the goal square earlier in the game would have been over before Rankin saga anyway, says Wayne. Yeah, it's a very good point. I think that, was it Mark? Just made. I thought, Mark, that was very sensible. And it
right
is
in there, too sensible for me.
Unfortunately, yes, it is. But I think there is an ability to try and find solutions. Definitely. I think we've got a good one from Jono with the 4th umpire upstairs, red time only.
Yeah,
bang.
All of that. But getting back to that one, if Keane didn't do that, and apparently the ruck work that Riley O'Brien did to Witts on that wing where he won it, he pushed him in the back. There's all of that. And everyone says to me, it all washes out in the wash. But explain to me 2 free kicks to 11 in the second half. Explain to me that.
And that would be something you can go.
But again, it's the dying seconds of the game when someone has the last say of the game and it happens to be an umpire, it hurts more, now, especially when it's a wrong decision.
With the recent appointments underneath Laura Kane now, I put the whiteboard up the other day and tried to show you everybody where they are. Who answers to umpire queries?
God knows. They don't even know.
The dog's breakfast.
They wouldn't even know. Rowe, you really talk some rubbish, mate. The Crows haven't beaten Geelong since 2021, nil at Encounter Bay. I thought they had a good record against Geelong. The only reason I remember that...
Yeah.
In the 50s. We weren't playing there. My son's debut game was against Geelong. It was at Adelaide Oval, and they beat them at home. They weren't expected to, and it was a great win. Now, when would have that been? Probably 21 then.
19?
They've lost their last 4, so that last win was round 1, 2021, that exact game.
Yeah, my son's debut.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
Neil, that's why I thought of it. I thought we've been actually quite good against them. And I don't reckon there's been a flogging in that, has there?
42 points, 26 points, 19 and 5 was the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Mowbray Heights. Hi, Karen.
South Australia comes alive as the AFL...
You big Encounter Bay head.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, Karen.
Karen
interrupted you, Karen.
Old mate behind the panel was having a fumble fingers
fast
day.
finger Tugwell over there.
Sorry, Karen.
Sorry, Karen.
Guys,
fire away,
all
mate.
right. Look, I just wanted to say, look, it's not up to the coaches and the players. They need to keep their head in the game. I think, Tim, you're dead on. We don't get enough because we're not in Victoria. They don't take us seriously. So while we've got the little worm from the AFL over here all week, everybody needs to get out, and every time he's got his head on the camera, someone needs to ask him a question. What are you doing about the umpires?
Karen, I love
Karen,
it.
Yes,
Karen,
this is the
brilliant.
opportunity.
That is the
To make a
opportunity.
bit of noise.
When I was a naughty boy, there was only one conversation. That was with me and a wooden spoon.
Yeah, the
there
old
you
wooden
go.
spoon.
Let's bring out the wooden
That's a great
spoon.
call.
Whack.
My brother burnt the wooden spoon.
Oh, did he?
Mum was using it too much on him.
Oh, dear. We'll get the spatulas coming next. It's 24 after 5. Let's check your traffic.
G'day there. Got lights on the blink at the moment in North Adelaide, Jeffcott Street near Ward Street. Spurs Watermain at Burnside, Waterfall Terrace near Glen Street. And got works at Burnside to look out for to Greenhill Road near Glenburn Road, speeds at 40 k's. Cameras Days Road, Ferreton Park and Main North Road at Enfield. When the lucky country isn't so lucky, lucky with Amy. Before buying insurance issued by Amy, read the PS and TMD at amy.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
South Australia comes alive as the AFL rolls into town. Catch all the gather round action live on 5AA. Thanks to Barnacle Bill, serving South Australians quality seafood and much, much more for over 50 years.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. Have you ever dreamed of having the world's best Italian-made tiles in your home? Right now at National Tiles, select any one of our 17 very popular standard range tiles and we'll upgrade you to the world's very best Italian-made tiles absolutely free, saving you a massive $4,000 on an average 80 square metre order. Yes, have the world's best Italian-made tiles and depending on quantity, save up to $4,000 or more. But you'll have to be quick, so rush into National Tiles now and save. Conditions apply.
Every day, for decades, Robert made his way down the 3 steps that led to his pride and joy. A model train set in the back shed, complete with passengers, a bridge, landscaping and stations. That is, until Robert couldn't manage the stairs anymore. That's when his wife turned to Anglicare SA. With some planning and ramps in place, Robert can get back to what he loves. And his wife can too. Anglicare SA, always there supporting people in need.
Buy a car from Edwardstown Mazda and win the ultimate Bali holiday. Flights, accommodation and activities. Plus, get up to $8,000 in savings across the entire range. Only at Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
There's quite the cover-up and Walco is right at the centre of it. But it's a good kind of cover-up, though, because it'll save you time and money.
They're two things we love, time and money, because they're precious to us. Here's the thing. If you haven't already got your SA made, keyword there is SA, Australian-made, SA-made Walco Guardian pool cover, ready to go. You're not bought it from...
No.
Which you don't know, we won't whisper their name. Now's the time to get in touch with Steve and all the team at Walco.
Yeah, because the locally made Walco Guardian pool cover, it'll preserve your chemicals, keep your water clean, and you won't need to run your pump all winter. Now, that is a massive bonus.
My word it is. And now Walco have gone one better with their stylish new mesh cover. Ask for it. The cover's perfect if your pool is the main focus of your yard. Most of them are. And in the winter, you look at it and go, wow, I do like that. It needs to look amazing and all year round. That's the key. It never sags, unlike...
you and I.
Well, I was going to say someone else there.
So if looks matter, well, join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. You can see them. Visit walco.com.au.
They live in filth, bins and excrement. They carry disease and they want to suck your blood. Flies and mosquitoes. Oh, that's no way to live. And it doesn't have to be. With Phantom retractable screens, up to 9 metres wide, they can screen almost anything. Protect your family with Phantom retractable screens. phantomscreens.com.au.
Whether you're coming into the city for footy, friends or family, or you're headed out into SA, you can let Stateliner do the driving for you. They have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses that connects Adelaide to the Eyre Peninsula, the Mid-North, Riverland and South East, with many towns in between. Stateliner buses are equipped with toilets, air conditioning, they're wheelchair accessible, and you can even charge your phone. With 50% off for pensioners, seniors, children and SA full-time students, let Stateliner do the driving for you. Book today.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Our Monday footy review at 28 after 5. More of your calls, 8223 0000 with Rory Sloan joining us very shortly at 5:30. And visit Adrian Bryan Hyundai to take a test drive today to find your perfect Hyundai car at A-Lifts Road, St Mary's. If you're watching on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, plenty on there to take in.
You ever hit your kids?
No.
I never either.
No, it was
I got belted as a kid.
Bit of a different era, though.
It is.
Stephen, yeah.
What's better?
Well, yeah.
The old wooden spoon
Yeah, I think
the old
it
hose
was more
wrapped around your ears.
Yeah, a bit more of a threat than anything. I can't remember getting hurt from it, but yeah, more of a deterrent.
And we digress because the reason is we've had a number of people say that the AFL needs a good wooden spoon across their ginger. Hello, Pete.
How are you?
Good, Pete.
That's good. I want to have a chat about what happened on the weekend.
Please.
I think two aspects. One is what happened on the weekend and what the AFL may be able to do about it. And I dare say they'll be talking to the umpire and getting around him and looking after him because he's made a mistake and all of that. And if it's a genuine mistake, that's fair enough. But the club and the members need to get something out of this too. And I can't believe that they wouldn't go and do something for the club and the members. And something they might be able to do, and they've got a bit of a past in doing this to clubs anyhow, is giving them a second-round draft pick. It's going, okay, we stuffed up, we made a mistake, here's something, and I think the club and the members would be happy with something like that. To stop it happening again, I'd like to see the fourth umpire up in the stand, and the captain has a call where they have 5 or 6 of these in the year, so it doesn't happen every week, and they can have a call and go to the fourth umpire just like they do in cricket. And I reckon that would solve the problem. Maybe in the finals, I'd hate to see it in a final where something like this happens. Maybe each team gets another captain's call in a final, because if this happened in the final, I reckon there'd be a riot.
Yeah, there would be, Pete. There's a lot there to digest. I don't know. There's got to be a better way, and we're after the solution.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to sit here and pot everyone and be unprofessional and go bunter, but the member's the one that suffers. The players and the coaches are professional. They're already focused on Geelong. How do we beat Geelong? And like Nixie said, we shouldn't have been in this position.
Yeah.
All of that is right, but what's in it for us?
Look, a few people have asked whether the fourth umpire upstairs is a good solution. Bob doesn't think so. He said sending another incompetent umpire upstairs. If umpires can't make a correct decision downstairs, how are they going to do it up?
That's true.
There you go.
Okay.
Everybody's
Hello,
got a
Lauren.
thought.
Oh, hello. Look, I just wanted to say thanks, Timmy, because yesterday I put something up this morning that I thought, well, I did a Timmy G yesterday. I thought I would do a second opinion. 2 positives yesterday. Finally, Ollie Lord in and 3 goals. Now, if he gets dropped this week, I will be so angry.
No.
The kid has done his time. Give him a damn go. Thank you. Look at Jason H.F. Thought there was the first player to get out by himself, and beautiful kick of that first goal, which we so needed. Connor held, and I watch quite often what he puts up with. Pity we are not Collingwood for him. If he was Dacos, we know he would get more frees. However, the team were not holding them this week. Last week, I noticed we thought, yes, slippery ball. They said really humid. Just not good enough yesterday. Please get taller players next year. That has been our trouble. Victoria seem to get these brilliant, fast-moving players with height and speed. Let's hope they get it. So sometimes you're right, Timmy. You've got to just hold back your thoughts and really try. And, then I watched the replay and I just thought of, Jason was getting, just the crap at him as usual, first round pick. And then you look at someone like Ollie, who has done it a long time, been a big player. But I've got to say, the players in the SANFL do not get the same deliveries, the same options as what they do when they go to the AFL. So I'm really hoping that Port Adelaide gets some big, tall, fast players. But I also wonder, the fact that we can't get into the AFL, VFL, do Victoria have a much better, options, because they get to see these players close at hand. They can do their picking and they get such a big advantage. I know Port Adelaide want to get out of the SANFL. Sorry to say, I loved them from when I was 7 years old. Yeah. But I think the time has come that if the AFL have to make a commitment, commit to all the teams. Not.
All right, thanks, Lauren. We're just hard up against the 5:30 news, mate, but thank you for your positivity.
Rory Sloan next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the 5AA News headlines. The Australian Stock Exchange has had its worst day in 5 years, closing down over 4%. The Electoral Commission is urging Australians to make sure their details are up to date before registration closes at 8 tonight. A shock for a female motorist today after she drove over a sea lion on the north-south motorway. And in sport, Collingwood's Jordan De Goey and Lockie Schultz have been ruled out of Friday's clash with Sydney. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
G'day there, Burst Waterway to look out for this afternoon. It's at Burnside, Waterfall Terrace near Glen Street, but a little bit out of the way. Shouldn't give you too many hassles for the drive home. Activity at Modbury North is a bit slow at the moment. Golden Grove Road near Mill Road and speed down to 40 k's at Hallett Cove for works. Lonsdale Road near Perry Bar Road. Cameras Barnes Road, Glen and Main North Road at Enfield. If you're sick of paying for expensive subscriptions, don't worry. You can stream hit comedy, drama and kids entertainment free and ad-free on ABC iView. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast down to 10 tonight, becoming sunny tomorrow, 23. Right now it's 19 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
The leader of the Federal Liberal Party, Peter Dutton, David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
What's your message today to people who have concerns about tightening up of work from home arrangements?
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
We made a policy announcement in relation to what we were seeing in Canberra. Now, what I want to make clear today is that I think we've made a mistake in relation to the policy.
5AA Breakfast.
We admit that we've got it wrong. I wanted to make that very clear today and happy to do it here in Adelaide.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
It's a fact. There are thousands of medium-sized homes all over Adelaide that have old-style, inefficient heating and cooling. So, upgrade now with Mannix. Get a super-efficient, top-quality ducted reverse cycle air conditioning system now and be comfortable all year round from an incredible $7,990 fully installed with our 10-year installation guarantee. Conditions apply. But don't delay. Prices are rising. Buy now and save. From the SA name you know and trust.
A campfire crackles and pops. A native bird trills in the far distance. Waves crash gently onto the shore, and the crickets start to hum. A tent zips open, and the sound of quiet laughter emerges. A night by the fire under the stars. An orchestra of everyday sounds waiting to be rediscovered. Whatever sounds you've lost, our hearing experts could help you find them again. To book a hearing appointment, search Specsavers Audiology.
Now, they say you shouldn't mix business with pleasure, but they clearly haven't been to an AFL gather-around business lunch, bringing together the AFL industry, South Australian business community, and a unique chance to celebrate footy while networking for your business.
Well, they go hand in glove. This year's lineup of speakers includes AFL CEO Andrew Dillon. You can ask him whether he thinks from the floor, because there'll be questions, the umpiring's never been better. Can ask him that.
Get on board.
We might ask him that on Thursday.
Okay, we'll do.
Do you want to retract this statement, Mr. Dillon? Premier Peter Malinauskas will have an announcement to make. Make sure you're in the room. And AFL talent and media personalities, how good's this? Paddy D, that's Patrick Dayfield, Rory Sloan, Sloanberger, Kate McCarthy, Macca, and Nathan Buckley, Bucks.
There you go. Tickets include seated dining with a delicious 2-course meal, 3.5-hour drinks package, all those lovely guest speakers, networking opportunities, and an official 2025 Gather Round souvenir.
And, you know, when the champagne's verb, you know it's a classy night.
Oh, that's true.
Eh? Don't miss the AFL Gather Round Business Lunch. It's on Friday, April 11. That's this Friday. It's at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Get your tickets now at afleventoffice.com.au.
Here's some news to make you feel better. Federal Labor has opened 5 free Medicare urgent care clinics in Adelaide, with another opening soon. And will also deliver more bulk billing for all South Australians.
Authorised A. Burke, Australian Labor Party, Adelaide.
Hi, Brett Ebert here for Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash. And your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets the love too with their state-of-the-art service centre, brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
22 minutes to 6. We've got heaps of time still for your calls. We have gather round tickets to give away as well very soon. So if you're keen to get along to Thursday night football, it's a sellout, by the way. So you want to get these tickets if you're a Crows or Cats fan. Stay listening to the show. We have those exclusive tickets. And just remember, on Thursday and Friday, we're going to be live from the Southern Plaza of Adelaide Oval for the sports show. So it's going to be a lot of fun from 4 o'clock each of those nights. If you're heading into either, say hi. We'd love to see you. All thanks to Macca's. And the Minecraft Movie Happy Meal is here. Build your world with 12 limited edition toys the whole family will love. And get yours at Macca's, a limited time only.
Well, Timmy, it's Gather Round. And you know how we know it's Gather Round? Because Gather Round is in the Barossa. It's live from Barossa Valley Estate. And it's Tuesday, April 8. Tomorrow night will be absolutely superb. Watch all the action from 7:30pm on Channel 9 and 9 Now. Bring us former Crows, captain and great, one of our favourites. He's now a 9 footy expert.
Yes, he is.
Rory Sloan, welcome.
Thanks, boys. Nice to be back on, and I can have an opinion now without getting into too much strife. So, no, I'm enjoying myself, fellas. Appreciate you having me on.
No, well done. Well, okay, now you can have an opinion. What do you think of the umpires?
Oh, mate, I get why. It's one of those ones, right? I just don't understand why the AFL come out and rub salt in the wounds after. That's the bit that hurts the most at the moment. So I'd almost rather them just go, actually, our game's not perfect and we're not going to review it. We know umpires make mistakes. We're going to move on, and so should you guys, because, as soon as they come out and say, oh, it was a mistake and it should have been a free kick, somehow that hurts a little more as a Crows fan.
How do we fix it? It's the thing we've been talking about on the show today, Rory. So, okay, they've said sorry, you're right, you had a good opinion. I threw one up about in the NFL, the coaches can have a challenge. They can have 2 a game, I think, where they throw out a red flag, and then all the refs have got to get together, they've got to look at the review, they have a consensus, they go, yep, you know what, that was a mark, it is a free kick, with 1 minute and 44 on the clock, Rankin has a shot at goal, bang. Do we need challenges like that? I mean, there's no other way to fix it.
There's certainly something like that we can look at. I know it's been thrown up around a captain's call, but I'm with you. I think a coach's version would be better because they can see more and they can understand how the game's going. And it'd have to, if you looked at it, it'd have to be something just purely for the last 2 minutes, and maybe you get one chance. You don't want the game continually being stopped, and on the rare occasions these things happen, right? You might just want the ability for a coach to be able to go, hang on, you guys have missed something. Can you please check it out for us, just so our fans can sleep at night?
You'll be discussing this and more, I would say, at this magnificent extravaganza that Channel 9 are putting on. I know last year's was quite the hit at the Entertainment Centre, and sort of unveiled a new star in Isaac Rankin. Now, we all knew he could play footy. Didn't know he could sing and play guitar like that.
He's so good, we got him back again.
Beautiful.
What you probably don't know last year is he performed that inside our 4 walls before that show actually occurred, and he was so nervous, but we erupted inside the footy club. It was such a good moment for him, and you could see the nerves just release a little bit, and he had the confidence to go out and smash it last year. But it's going to be amazing. This time we're doing it up at Barossa Valley Estate, out amongst the vineyards. It'll look absolutely glorious up there, and I mean, how good for the Barossa, right? To have Linddock and Penunda footy grounds both done up and ready for it's just such a big moment for that community to have so much go on up there. They're incredibly proud, and I've spent the most of the day up there. They're excited, the whole Barossa community.
Oh, they'll be going off, no doubt about that. Plenty more subject matter as well. Of course, the AFL, they don't like certain incidents to happen, but when they do happen, you can use it to promote next year. And that, of course, is Port Adelaide playing Hawthorn on the Sunday night. And I want to know, can we get Ken's 20 grand back, perhaps, and maybe use that as a promotion tool?
I think that 20 grand, I think the reason you see people fined, and Ken was fined for that, is because they just want to stamp that out in your junior level, and they just want to set the right example for our junior coaches and football clubs. You don't want that happening at that level, but you're absolutely right. There's going to be a juicy game of footy, and certainly Port are going to come out firing. But I think Hawks would have memory banked what happened last year, and they'll certainly be steaming coming into this game.
Port look awful, Rory. What is wrong with them?
They certainly are missing a couple of key targets up forward, and I liken it to how we started last year. I still say we as the Crows, but we missed Riley Philthorpe, trained with him all summer last year, and he missed the better half of the start of the year. But at the moment, like clearly on the week, I thought they were good enough on the weekend to win the game. They just lacked a bit of presence up forward with Todd Marshall not being in the team.
We only had Mitch Georgiades for probably the first couple of weeks. I thought the Lord and Mitch Georgiades combo worked a bit better.
Well, and Mitch is a couple of years off, I think, from taking this competition by storm. He'll certainly grow over the next couple of years too, but he needs a bit of support around him at the moment as well. And, Port still have enough time to respond. We've seen it. We probably all wrote St Kilda off after that first round, and look at their turnaround. So Port still have enough time to turn this season around.
Well, it's a massive show. There's Eddie, there's you, there's James Hurd, Nathan Brown, Tex will be up there, Ollie Wines, I see Charlie Cameron, Darcy Moore, Jack Ginnivan will be up there, Isaac Henny, they're all stars. Charlie apparently is a real red wine connoisseur, Rory.
He is. He loves it. He spent a bit of time in the Barossa last year doing a bit of filming, but it was more just to get his, wine fridge full. So, like a lot of us, we do enjoy a glass of red, and there's plenty to pick from up there at the moment.
Yeah. Now, how are you enjoying retirement? Are you enjoying your role with Nine, and what else are you doing with your time, Rory?
Yeah, so I retired, and then I act like a retired person for about 4 months, and did a few trips with my beautiful family, and by the time about February came along and Sonny went to school, I thought I should pull the finger out, and that's where I've really enjoyed my roles with Wide World of Sports and Nine in particular on a couple of footy shows. But I'm also doing a bit of work with Rob Chapman and his capital firm in the city, which for me has been something my accountant sort of tipped me into that sort of venture capital and private equity space when I was about 24.
Good.
Really just got me to understand that you can set yourself up well for life after footy if you do things right with your money. So I've had a passion in that space probably since that moment, and I've worked with Chappie a little bit across the years, and now taken a more formal role with himself and Jenny. But I like it. It's been drafted again. I'm the rookie going in there and learning off a couple of experts.
Nothing wrong with that. He's a ripper. And the eye, your eye's all good?
Eye's great, thank you. Yep, I won't be playing any more footy, unfortunately. I would have loved to play a couple of local games, but no, eye's fine. I got really lucky by keeping majority of my vision, but tennis for me, Rowey, you've been playing a lot of tennis at the moment.
Nah, good. You're good at that. Hey, and I'm known for the odd statement. I think you'll be understated, but can you back me up and say the Crows are an absolute Monty to finish top 8 this year, Rory? Can you give me a statement on the back of that?
Well, yeah, I said at the start of the year, I said they won't just make finals, they'll compete this year, I think, is my belief.
Good.
It's been building for long enough. I think we've got the right mix. We've recruited well, and some of our young kids who have needed to take a step up have all taken a big step up. So you got Fogg, Soligo, Thilthorpe, McElhaney. There's so many that are standing up playing great footy.
I think you've confirmed that the forward line's the most dangerous one once again in the comp.
It's pretty dangerous. Somehow our bigs keep performing, but it's our smalls that are applying the pressure. And you see Rash go out, Murph come in. We've got plenty of options and plenty of firepower in there. But I've loved our midfield depth this year. We got rid of a bit of old baggage. A 34-year-old kicked him out. And put a couple of young fellas in there that are nippy and applying a bit of pressure. But there's lots to like about the whole footy club at the moment.
Yeah, my word. Well said. Rory Laird to the halfback flank's been a revelation as well. Hey, Rory, have a ripper, mate. Thanks for your time.
Great to chat to you guys, and I'll speak to you soon.
Sensational. Rory Sloan promoting Nines. Gather round in the Barossa tomorrow night. It's going to be huge. Live from the Barossa Valley Estate, amongst the vineyards. It'll just be absolutely picturesque. Of course, Tuesday night, all the action starting at 7:30pm on Channel 9 and 9 Now. Rory Sloan, our guest.
It's super exciting indeed. All the shows coming to Adelaide in the next couple of days. It's 12 minutes to 6. If you want to get to Gather Round though itself, we are the only place you can get tickets to Thursday night footy, Crows and Geelong. So you need to play the upcoming game. We're going to do that straight after we check your traffic.
Afternoon, best waterway to look out for at Burnside, Waterfall Terrace near Glen Street. Modbury North has works, Golden Grove Road near Milne Road, and we are slow at Goodwood for works too, Goodwood Road near Railway Terrace South. Busy only road through the Parklands heading out through the city, and look out for cameras this afternoon. Days Road, Ferryden Park and Frederick Road at Grange. Guzmani Gomez's chicken mini meal, a big eat at a mini price. Mini chicken burrito with free-range chicken, fries and drink, just $12. Grab yours today at GYG. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
He's one of the most decorated AFL players in recent history.
Bartel.
Catch Cats Premiership legend Jimmy Bartel. Talking footy each week with Rowey and Timmy G. Thanks to Statesman Windows, Adelaide's most trusted boutique window company. SA family owned and operated since 1980.
Now here's something I'm sure will benefit many listeners. For the relief of pain and other symptoms associated with mild arthritis and inflammation, try Arbor Vitae, like Rob.
Until I started taking Arbor Vitae, I had pain from mild to severe arthritis in all my joints from my active days when younger, playing rugby league and then working for over 50 years as a builder. It wasn't until July 2023 when I read an article about Arbor Vitae that I decided to give it a punt, having tried everything else with no luck. Within 1 week of starting Arbor Vitae, I started to notice a difference. I could feel relief from pain, and to my amazement, within 2 weeks all my pain had gone, and I was pain-free for the first time in probably 50 years.
Just like Rob, Arbor Vitae could have a positive effect on your life too. Arbor Vitae is available now at all major chemists and health food stores. Arbor Vitae, it's wellness backed by science. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Imagine waking up in a home designed for luxury living, where every day brings the opportunity for a morning swim, state-of-the-art wellness amenities, and evenings spent with friends. Retirement isn't about slowing down, it's about living on your own terms. Living Choice has created luxury homes with premium resort-style amenities and a community of like-minded individuals who believe retirement is about living life to the fullest. Make your choice. Living Choice. Go to livingchoice.com.au.
Monty.
Right Price. Well, it's a name synonymous with Adelaide's very best in heating and cooling, and right now it's risen to whole new heights. Literally, Right Price are now your go-to people for all things roofing. Same exceptional service, value and quality now in roofing.
What a company. Right Price Roofing do it all, from total roof replacement, including tiled roof installation, to tiled roof repairs and cleaning. In fact, the Right Price Roofing team has over 25 years experience in roof repairs and restorations.
Correct. They'll also provide roof painting. You'll love the result. And in typical Right Price fashion, they only use quality roofing products in everything they do.
Now, I love a rock-solid price. When you get a quote, boom, they stick to it. That's their go-to. So the only surprise you'll get with the job is done is when you look back from the road with them and you go, oh, my God, that is magnificent.
How good does that look? So, look, a leaking roof, a roof cleaning, total roof restoration. Do it right. Get in touch with Right Price Roofing. Visit rightpriceroofing.com.au.
Whatever your path, we're with you. Australian Super is committed to delivering the best super experience with personalised tools and interactive guides. Visit australiansuper.com/yourpath. Read the PDS and TMD at australiansuper.com.
They live in filth, bins and excrement. They carry disease and they want to suck your blood. Flies and mosquitoes. Oh, that's no way to live. And it doesn't have to be. With Phantom retractable screens, up to 9 metres wide, they can screen almost anything. Protect your family with Phantom retractable screens. phantomscreens.com.au.
Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 8 minutes to 6. Bart Vriends from Adelaide United, not too far away. We'll keep your calls coming. It's our Monday footy review. But right now, we want to get someone off to the biggest game in town. Gather round, opener, Thursday night, Adelaide versus the Cats. You can call in now if you want to play. 8223 0055. Timmy, how does it work?
Well, it's pretty easy, my friend. We'll play a snippet from an iconic Crows v Geelong game, and what you've got to do is correctly guess what happens next.
Good-looking ball, Dangerfield, knocked it out in front of Selwood.
Okay, Bennett Hawthorn, try and explain that to us. What happens next?
What was it? Dangerfield on to Selwood?
Yeah, let's have another listen.
Good-looking ball, Dangerfield, knocked it out in front of Selwood.
And what happened next, Ben?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, if you don't know, Ben,
This is
it's
a tough
pretty.
one.
Yeah, it's pretty iconic. For
Okay, thanks, Ben. Let's go to Byron Bay, Dave.
The
What happens
moment.
next?
Oh, guys, 2017 prelim, Sloan and Danger bang. Danger ends up on his arse.
Looking ball, Dangerfield knocked it out in front of Selwood. Dangerfield looks like he's out cold.
And look at the bump, just two fierce competitors going at the footy. Nothing wrong with that at all. Total commitment from both players.
Well, congratulations, Dave. Well done, mate. That was outstanding. Rory Sloan and Patrick Dangerfield collide in the Crows defensive 50 in the 2017 prelim at Adelaide Oval. You are 100% correct. Well done.
Well done.
Thanks, guys. I was flying down to gather round to see 2 or 3 other games. I couldn't get Crows tickets, so that is bloody sensational.
There you go, buddy. Got a double pass there, mate. Use them wisely. I'm sure you will.
How good is it?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Well done. Stay on the line. We'll get you details. That was an iconic hit. It's going towards the,
do you
the
reckon-
northern end. And they
How would that
just,
be adjudicated today? We're talking 8 years on. What do you reckon?
Well, they hit each other's heads.
I know.
Weeks. It'll be weeks.
Yeah, but who gets
what do you
weeks?
do?
Yeah,
Give
who
them
knows?
3
The
each?
AFL will find a way.
Give them 3 each?
Yeah, that's probably.
No, but they both got up.
Who cares? That's what the AFL will say. You hit the head. It's sacrosanct. More chances for you to win tomorrow. We'll be doing a very, very similar game.
All right, let's go to Corny Point. G'day, Sam.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Good, buddy. You got an umpiring solution for us?
Well, I don't know about an umpiring solution, but my nephew was visiting from the United States over the weekend, and he watched his first AFL game. We were watching the Gold Coast game, and he was absolutely incredulous that the mark wasn't paid. So I thought I'd share that with everybody.
Yeah, it travels far and wide, Sam.
Well, Sam, we don't want to hear from him. He's an American. He wouldn't know.
True. But he's playing his first game ever on Thursday, Crows Geelong, on the Hill.
How
so it's
good.
going to be good fun.
Nah, well done, Sammy. You'll enjoy that. And at the end of the day, the AFL umpire apologised. He said it was wrong. Sorry, because if the mark wasn't paid, he got absolutely monstered by Collins and it was holding the man. So regardless, it was a free kick. It was a free kick.
Let's go to Cyril at
Thanks,
Kensington
Sam.
Gardens. G'day, Cyril.
Yeah, guys, look, people are talking about the one error, but there was a stench over the umpiring for the whole of that game. And I don't normally worry about the umpires, but the Crows had to work doubly hard for any free kick. There were lots of free kicks not paid to the Crows that should have been. The Gold Coast got all of their frees. There were 2 or 3 goals gifted before three-quarter time to Gold Coast. The decision for Rankin, the umpire was 10 metres away. He made no mistake about it. He just didn't want to pay it. He saw it with his own 2 eyes. What were the other 3 umpires on the ground doing? They should have, could have and would have seen it, but not one of them wanted to step forward. 10 seconds after he didn't pay the Rankin free kick, he gave one to the Gold Coast over the shoulder. Right? There's more to this than meets the eye. This doesn't just happen 4 times in 35 games. You know, there's a problem here with the Crows and the umpiring, and we're all trying to work out what it is. And I've got a feeling it might be the Adelaide Oval crowd. It's very intimidating for the umpires there. We virtually umpire the game for them there. And if we don't get the free kicks, there's a lot of booing. I think some umpires might subconsciously get affected by that. But yeah, there's more to this than meets the eye.
Yeah, the voice of affirmation. Thanks, Cyril. Here are the facts. They had 11 more free kicks. Here are the facts. We only had 2 paid in the last half. So there was a bit of a stench to it. But, Cyril, you need to be a bit more like me, professional. I never notice the umpires. I never comment about them. I don't acknowledge whether they're good, bad or indifferent.
Your nose is growing. Your nose is growing. You'll get pimples on your tongue.
But I actually, Cyril, like you, because I am a professional, I did notice how poor they were on the weekend.
Yeah, a friend of mine always destroys these arguments by saying good teams beat umpires.
Yep, very good indeed. A couple of quick injury pieces of news before we get to the news. Jake Lever is out for 8 weeks for Melbourne, just when it couldn't get worse for them. He's going to undergo surgery on a troublesome ankle at the moment, so that's a big loss for the D's, who are already 0-4. And for the Cats, who will play against the Crows on Thursday, they'll be without Jack Henry for 3 to 4 weeks with a hamstring strain.
He's a good player too.
So he's a handy player that will miss against Adelaide.
I'm trying to think right now who's worse, Carlton, West Coast or Melbourne?
Or Richmond.
Well, Richmond at least won a game.
Yeah, true.
Those three are Norton 4. They stink.
West Coast just don't seem to have improved an iota. That's probably the biggest concern for me in the comp. And Melbourne, you can maybe think heading south after a pretty good run, but West Coast just don't seem to be improving. That is a real concern.
They got all the money in the world. It's done. You know what, for them.
6 o'clock news.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
The Kia Cerato set the bar as Kia's most popular small sedan. Now, the new first ever Kia K4 raises it. Best in class second row legroom, ultra wide screens, and a GT line that comes turbocharged. Enter Kia's biggest small sedan, the Kia K4. Small sedan, big personality. Test drive today or find out more at kia.com.au.
Kia, movement that inspires. With so many holiday homes on Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. Surfing Tina at a beach villa. Is that a shark? Or channel surfing Tina in an apartment. Ooh, a shark show. Book whoever you want to be. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Hey, it's Jordan Dawson here, captain of the Adelaide Football Club. I know the importance of a home ground advantage. And when it comes to building, South Australia is the home ground for Sterling Homes. With nearly 50 years of experience here, they know how to create the perfect home, whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Goal Square. If you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
Whatever your path, Australian Super is committed to delivering the best super experience, helping members like Warwick.
Look at the numbers, understand it, get in control of it. The sooner you start, the better.
Whatever your path, we're with you. It's Australian, it's super, and it's yours. Visit australiansuper.com/yourpath. Read the PDS and TMD at australiansuper.com.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Down to 10 tonight, becoming sunny tomorrow, 23. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher.
To make room for renovations, Agostino Mitsubishi are having a stock clearance sale on now, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
The Australian Stock Exchange has had its worst day in 5 years, closing down more than 4%. $110 billion wiped off the value of stocks. The plunge is being driven by investor concerns about a global trade war triggered by American tariffs. Economists are now predicting as many as 4 interest rate cuts this year. IG Australia market analyst Tony Sycamore says it's a turbulent time.
If Wall Street sees these falls continue in the coming sessions, then absolutely the ASX 200 does have further downside to go, unfortunately.
The RAA says a freight bypass for heavy vehicles will happen regardless of who wins the federal election. The opposition is promising $840 million, with the state putting in 20% of the money. Labor is promising $525 million, with a matching amount coming from the state government. Charles Mountain from the RAA says it's only a matter of time.
It's going to be a long-term project in many sense, because if you think key elements of this include creating a freight bypass around the township of Truro, duplication of the Swamport Bridge, altered corridor to bypass Murray Bridge for heavy vehicles, so that's going to go down through Monarto with interchanges and the road upgrade itself.
Voter enrolment for the upcoming federal election closes at 8 p.m. The Electoral Commission is urging Australians to make sure their details are up to date. Around 98% of eligible voters are already registered ahead of polling day on May the 3rd. An investigation's underway after a sea lion was hit and killed on the north-south motorway at Dry Creek this morning, causing traffic chaos. The National Parks and Wildlife Service says it was observed in the mangroves near a bridge on Sunday night and wasn't near the roadway or in immediate danger. It says moving a sea lion that size would have created a high risk, and in most cases they returned to their own habitat. Sadly, in this case that didn't happen and it was run over and killed. A new tourism campaign has been launched in SA promoting the simple pleasures. The $10 million campaign is timed to coincide with Gather Round, when visitors will be flooding the state. Premier Peter Malinauskas says South Australia has lots to offer.
We didn't want someone else showing off South Australia. The people who are best placed to be able to do that are South Australians themselves. So everything about this campaign is local as we showcase what is local and sets us apart.
And the earth has been moving in rural SA. A tremor measuring 2.8 has been recorded northwest of Lee Creek. Now turning to 5AA's sport.
Collect the new 2025 AFL Select Footy Stars cards at Sports Card World, Regent Arcade, Rundle Mall.
The Crows are putting Saturday's controversial loss behind them and focusing on Thursday's Gather Round opener against Geelong. Alex Neil-Bullen says the Festival of Footy is getting bigger every year and it's a privilege to take part.
And you can just feel the vibe around the city. People who love their sport, not only footy, really tune in and being the home team, being the team that represent the state, it's our responsibility to put on a good show.
Jack Henry won't be playing for the Cats. He'll be sidelined for up to 4 weeks with a hamstring strain. Collingwood's Jordan De Goey and Lockie Schultz have been ruled out of Friday's clash with Sydney. De Goey is recovering from right ankle and Achilles inflammation. Schultz suffered a minor hamstring strain in their round 4 clash and is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. It's game day for the Matildas. Australia plays South Korea in Newcastle tonight. And the 36ers have signed Michael Harris to a 2-year deal, with the second year being a mutual option. Harris returns to his hometown after spending 3 seasons with the Perth Wildcats. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Sharman Shelving have moved their showroom next door into the Big White Building, still at 412 North East Road.
In the Parklands, a smash on Hutt Road near Glen Osmond Road, burst water main at Burnside, Waterfall Terrace near Glen Street, and we're slow for works at Modbury North, Golden Grove Road near Milne Road. Getting busy at Angle Vale for works, Angle Vale Road ramp near the Northern Expressway with a camera, Montague Road at Newton. Building or renovating? Make sure your builder is using the inner strength of True Core steel, perfectly suited for our Aussie indoor-outdoor lifestyle. Visit truecore.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 10 tonight, becoming sunny tomorrow, 23. Wednesday, cloudy, 25. Thursday, mostly sunny, 31. Right now, it's 18 degrees. Now let's see what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Kate Collins. Tonight's headlines. Preparations underway for the wave of footy fans about to arrive in Adelaide for Gather Round. Australian shares plunge as Trump's tariffs bite. The crash prompting talk of an emergency double rate cut. Plus, the South Coast algal bloom worsens. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
After having a double leg amputation, Dan was told he'd never walk again. Dan said, "Watch me." After training at Enable Fitness Centre for 3 years, the team of exercise physiologists and physiotherapists helped Dan learn to walk again. Now, he's back to playing golf and walking the dog. Enable Fitness Centre is an accessible gym for people with disabilities, a registered NDIS provider. You'll find Enable Fitness Centres at Holden Hill, Elizabeth and the brand new Kidman Park and St Mary's locations. enablefitnesscentre.com.au.
Not just a camper, a whole adventure. With our expert guidance, we're here to ensure you're always prepared for your next great escape. Austrac campers know how.
Austrac. Austrac. Austrac campers.
With Big Difference Home Improvements, you can make a big difference to your next family gathering, your next Christmas lunch, or your next quiet time. Just you, a nice book, favourite bevy, and a place to relax. Big Difference Home Improvements make all the difference when it comes to outdoor blinds and roller shutters, verandas, pergolas, carports, or a stunning timber deck. Ask the Big D team for a free measure and quote today. Don't just make a difference, make a big difference. Visit bigdifference.com.au.
For pretty much any female, getting proposed to is that dream come true, and we all have this dream of, you know, the perfect ring, and to know that they absolutely nailed my design and I didn't even have to be there or have any input. My advice to anyone, you know, for someone to make their engagement ring or wedding ring is you don't need to look any further than Martin Rogers.
Martin Rogers Jewellery. Timeless designs, unforgettable stories. martinrogers.com.au.
Streaming live via the FIVEAA Player app. On DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, Always Adelaide. Rowey and Timmy G, the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It's 8 minutes after 6. The Sample Show with Matt Panos coming up at 6:30 on 5AA. Bart Vriends from Adelaide United in just a couple of seconds. And, of course, we've got your chance to get to the very first showdown of the year on May 10, the Saturday. It's going to be a cracking event. And if you want tickets, you can also score a night's accommodation at the Pullman Adelaide, all thanks to 5AA. If you want your chance to win, head to the website 5AA.com.au or through the 5AA Player app. You stream 5AA, your favourite podcast, to get in the draw. And if you keep going back to listen each day, you can clock up additional entries as well. So it's pretty easy. Kick off your AFL experience at Pullman Adelaide. Footy fans' top stay in the East End, and you can book at pullmanadelaide.com.au.
Hot off the press.
Now some news coming out of the MRO in the last few minutes during the news there. Darcy Byrne-Jones, we know he had that bump on Ryan Burns yesterday against the Saints. He's been offered a one-match suspension, careless conduct, medium impact, high contact.
Okay.
How long have they got to respond, whether they accept that?
Oh, they'll accept that, I reckon, in the next 24 hours.
1 week?
Yeah,
I think they'll have to. Can you play that stinger again, hot off the press?
Oh, hang on.
Sure.
Hot off the...
Hot off the press.
Got a text here. It's actually titled Newsflash. Coles, Woolies, Foodland run out of Kleenex tissues for Adelaide supporters crying a river of crocodile tears. Whinge, effing whinge. Well, Port supporter, see you around 9, Turbo.
Alrighty.
See you around 9, Turbo. Then we'll see who needs the Kleenex.
Well, I've got to say, I had a few of them out on Saturday night after I was at Cooper Stadium to see Adelaide United go down 2-3 to Sydney FC. It was it was an exciting game. We had plenty happening, and let me tell you, we did have our chances, and we're going to speak to a man about that right now. Key defender, Bart Vriends. G'day, Bart.
Hi, how are you guys?
Yeah, I was there, buddy. I was. I left, like most supporters, a bit sad and disappointed, but I didn't leave without the thought that, gee, we had our chances.
Yeah, I know. It was another disappointing result. Let's be clear about that. Especially given the fact that we've had like a couple of beautiful chances, especially in the first half, but also in the second half. And it's a bit of a story of the last couple of months, right? That we compete with the opponent, that we miss our chances, and then sometimes make an individual or a personal error, or it's a structural error, but then they find a way to score. And a lot of times also in the last minutes of the game or in additional time, and that's the most frustrating way to end a match, obviously. So it was another frustrating night. We got to be honest about that.
Yeah, and it's hard to pick yourself up confidence-wise when, like you said, these things do repeat, like a 94th minute goal to the opposition shatters you. But how did you go as a senior player, just looking after keeper Max Vartuli? There was a couple of horror moments for him. He had a couple of brilliant moments and saving some amazing attempts at goal. How did you speak to him afterwards?
Well, of course, we had to congratulate him on his debut, on his professional debut, which is a great achievement and a moment that he will remember for the rest of his life. It was he did a brilliant job. Although in the first half, the goal we conceded went wrong for him, but the way he stepped up and got some big saves, especially in the second half. And the way he played out from the back with his feet was just impressive. So, credits to him. It's really hard to make your debut at a young age, especially when our team doesn't have the momentum as we had a couple of months ago. So it's not easy. It's absolutely not easy, but he did such a good job and made some big saves as well in the second half. So credits to Max, and I hope he just continue like this.
Yeah, well said, Bart. 7 games, we've been winless. I remember that Auckland game in New Zealand 4-4. It was as high a quality game as you'd wish to see. Both of us flying. They were number 1 on the ladder. We were number 2, and we thought, wow, if we keep this together, that's going to be the grand final right there. We haven't been worth a burnt village pie since then, Bart. I want to know why and how. What's the answers? Is it talent? Is it system? Is it the goalkeeper? Is it defence? Who we point the finger at, and how quick can we turn it around?
That's a big and important and hard question to answer, but it's true. We went we went in a title race together with Auckland only 2 months ago, and we had the momentum. We had such a great first half of the season, but the last 2 months were just very disappointing, to be honest. What can I say? We are a very positive side. We try to play out from the back. We try to press the opponents, and we're very successful in that in the first half of the season. And then, of course, opponents started to adjust to our system. We lost a couple of players due to injuries and international duties, and then the result didn't come, and that did something with our confidence. And ever since we try to regain that and get back in a more defensive and solid structure, but this just takes some time. And the frustrating thing is that we are improving, especially over the last couple of weeks, on a structured and more solid defensive tactic, but it didn't work out the way we wanted, also because of personal mistakes and a bit of a lack of luck, I would say also. But it's just up to us now to really fight for it and straighten our back, and let's make sure we go to the finals and get momentum again, because it's disappointing. But I have a good and positive feeling towards the last weeks of the season.
I like that. Straighten the back, pull the big man pants on. Isaias entered the match, I think it was around the 66-minute mark. It was his 250th game. I thought that might have given us a little bit of a kick on, but it didn't.
Yep, that's right. Well, also in the second half, we sort of controlled the game. Although Sydney has a great side, let's be clear about that. They have very special attacking players. We always need to keep an eye on them. It was just, I don't know. It felt like it was our game from the 60th minute. We were controlling the game. We were dominant. We created some chances. Archie scored a beautiful goal again, but it didn't just turn out for us the way we wanted. And Isaias came on, and that is just an experience and special player for us. And he played his, if I'm right, 250th game for us, which is a special moment. But I would have wished for him that we could get off the pitch with a victory as well.
We did lose our place in the top six, but look, the next games really do give us an opportunity. We've got 3 teams below us and only 1 above us to play. There's an opportunity to jump back into those finals contention.
Yeah, definitely. But let's just, this is a boring answer, but let's just take it game by game, because that's what the position we are now requires from us. But there are beautiful chances for us to make the finals in the next 3 weeks. And let's start with the Perth game, which is not an easy one, but Perth away should be a win for us if we do things right and we get things right after last 2 weeks. And then let's grow and improve from there. But let's just start with the Perth away game, which is really important to us, because we've put some pressure on ourselves, and we have to deal with it.
Bart, keep up the good work, and let's get a win in Perth, mate. All the best.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one today.
Good man. Bart Vriends, our guest. Adelaide United going down 2-3, have to win their next couple. Perth away, and then they got the Phoenix here at home on Good Friday. Right. Win those 2, get your confidence up, play the bottom side, Brisbane after that. Absolutely cement your spot.
I feel like we just need a good win for it to click, to go, oh, hello.
Some confidence.
Hello,
yeah.
That's how we play. Their best is
honestly,
good
we
enough.
could have had 4 goals in the first half. We really could have.
What are we going to do with our keeper? I'm not blaming the young fella. He's on debut.
He's on debut. We've had a few issues there, but
we have.
Yeah, we've let a few.
We're leaky.
We've let a few in that we shouldn't have.
You know when you go out in a boat, you don't put the bung in?
That's what's happened.
It leaks.
Okay, that's what happens. Let's go to Moona Bay. G'day, Greg.
Bung in. You know about putting bungs in, you big bunghead, Greg. How are you?
G'day, Rowey and Tim. Yeah, Moona Bay. You should have been out in the water up here today, Rowey. It was not a bad day.
It should be a good week. Should be a good week.
Hey, God.
Hey, just a quick call. I just want to let you know, my uncle, he was a goal umpire in the SANFL, 422 league games he did. You may or may not know him, out in Smith. He's passed away now.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing.
My uncle, and look, I remember talking to Uncle Outen, back when I was playing with Westies and that down there in the day, and he said, look, they had observers and they didn't perform. They'd either be dropped, reprimanded, and there'd be, absolutely some consequences. But these guys seem to be untouchable. Even KG Sunday morning said himself, he said, look, if I had a bad day, I'd be dropped. So what happens to these guys? Do they get dropped at all? Can you answer that question?
They don't, Greg.
Well, I think
they don't.
No, they don't.
Because there's
I've never seen one of them dropped.
And I don't know that there's...
They do get dropped.
Great deal of
Well,
depth.
But there's so many of them now that get a game that it's, there is heaps of depth sitting underneath.
Well, if they do, Sam, and you are correct, I think that needs to be for the public consumption.
Well, it is. You
So
can go
the
on there's a website. Yeah, the AFL appointments,
Ins and outs.
umpire appointments. Yep. They come up. There's a website. You can go to that.
Well, I think the four
every week.
umpires that umpired against with the Gold Coast Crows game, all of them should be dropped this week.
Each and every one of them.
All of them.
Rightio.
Well, they all had a chance to reverse it.
All right.
One was at full back at the other end of the ground, but it's okay.
Well, hang on. In the second...
It makes it hard.
He's out.
Well, hang on,
He's
Sam.
gone.
You're defending them. 2 free kicks in the last half.
I'm defending not all 4 shouldn't be dropped.
I would clip all 4, and I think Greg's in for that. Hello, Lauren.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, look, I'm really proud of the boys and how they played on the weekend despite everything that happened. So I'm with you there, Rory. But I tell you what, I was also coming off the top turnbuckle there on Saturday. The dog was howling. It was a shit show. But I got to say, that call in the first quarter when Rowey had to come back to take that free and then it got called play on when Buderick had the ball and that ended up costing us a goal.
Cost them a goal. Laced out the forward, long, snapped it, goal.
Yeah, no one was set up because everyone was totally distracted waiting for the ball to come back to Maddie. And that just set the tone of the game for me. Like, I could basically tell that what the end result was coming just from that. And I think, obviously, it's happened a few times for the Crows. Isn't the simple solution to invest more in umpiring? Isn't currently the umpires are just part-time jobs? So, to me, shouldn't the AFL just be investing more money and more training into the umpires? Why are there no full-time professional umpires? It seems weird to me for professional sport.
Well, Lauren, it can't be money because they throw a lot at them. They get paid very, very well. They train as hard as anyone. Their contact hours are as much as an AFL player. Whether they need to be full-time or not, I don't think that would help.
Is that
they
true?
do. They
contact hours as much as a player.
They have massive hours.
Have you got data to back that up?
I pretty much made that up.
I thought so.
Don't fact-check me, Timmy. Don't you fact-check me.
I think it's one of the issues is they don't have enough.
You reckon?
Well, on actually umpiring. They do a lot of the fitness stuff. And do you know, when we went through this a couple of years ago with the Keys goal, we found out for a fact that a lot of them just train together out at a park.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
We found that out. They just go out together at a park and do some laps and do their running. So they're very good at the running bit. But that's not the bit we want fixed. It's the decision making.
And the interpretation's getting harder and harder to decipher. You can visit Adrian Bryan Hyundai, take the test drive today and find your perfect Hyundai. A-Lifts Road, St Mary's. We'll take a break. More calls next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Lukosius dribbles it through for Port Spurs.
Port Adelaide Red Hot recruit Jack Lukosius joins David and Will on 5AA Breakfast for the 2025 footy season. Thanks to Harvey Norman Clearance Centre. Cooking appliances, washing machines, dishwashers, TVs and more. 919 Marion Road, Marion.
One of the best things about South Australia is there's so much of it. Fortunately, getting a parcel from one side to the other is easy with Stateliner. Sure, Stateliner have a fleet of modern, comfortable buses, but they'll also carry freight across the state for you. Affordable rates and your parcel goes on the next available bus. From the city to Port Pirie, Whyalla and Port Augusta, Sojourner and Port Lincoln, the Riverland, Mount Gambier and many towns in between. Get your parcel moving quickly. Put it on the Stateliner bus.
G'day South Australians, Jackie Lambie here. I'm asking you to vote for the Jackie Lambie Network in the Senate. Rex Patrick will always put the people of South Australia first and fight like hell for you every day. Spoken and authorised by Jackie Lambie, 111 Macquarie Street, Hobart, Tasmania.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged: our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
Well, I reckon this will be full today for somebody, and that is the swear jar, okay? So sometimes it's a bit fuller than normal, and I think it might be a bit
that was
full.
full.
It was definitely. But look, here's a swear jar that's full of goodness, not coins. It's the swear jar at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, full of pledges and promises by the whole team at Buy Urban, things they swear they'll do for you.
God, this is a good company.
Yes.
Actually, it's better than good. It's a really great company. It's Adelaide's home renovation
Top shelf.
experts. That's what they are, Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens. Here's the thing. Laura is the in-house interior designer. Oh, nothing can happen without her.
No.
Laura is new to the team and extremely talented. Laura swears to work closely with you to bring your ideas, that's underlined capital letters, your ideas to life and help give you the inspiration you need to design your new Buy Urban bathroom.
And here's one from David Cox, the boss himself. He says, swear to be available to work through any issues should they arise. Probably won't, but if they do, he'll deliver a positive outcome for you. There you go. For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
Get in on the biggest weekend in footy. The 2025 AFL Gather Round is here. 9 blockbuster matches, the Macca's Footy Festival, player signings and the ultimate fan experience at Rundle Mall. Get a taste of footy in the Barossa and even zipline across the Torrens. When you're in on it, you'll celebrate speckies with your normal mates and then be new mates with old mates at Norwood and Adelaide Ovals. It's the AFL, Aussie Rules Footy, and South Australia is ready. Visit gatherround.afl.
Simplicity Funerals make funeral planning the way it should be. Simple. With our easy and straightforward packages, it has never been simpler to organise a respectful funeral. Visit simplicityfunerals.com.au or call us 24/7 to get started today.
Right now, Suzuki in the City is clearing Suzuki Vitara demos starting from $24,888 with the biggest range of colours to choose from and the biggest savings. Only at Suzuki in the City. T's and C's apply.
Get your wheels from Suzuki in the City.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
25 after 6 on this Monday night. The Sample Show coming up with Matt Panos straight after this. And, of course, we've been doing this for the last few weeks, giving you the chance to win some Pepper's Truck Wash Cleaning Product Pack. It's an amazing setup. They've got products cleaning for your car, caravan, boat, home, peppersaustralia.com.au. If you want some, 8223 0055. It's a great pack. We've all got one. We've all been using it.
It's awesome.
It's really, really good. So if you need
awesome.
some, call in now.
Yeah, and what you can do is just experiment with them in that little sample pack. That's the way to go. Rightio, let's go to Craig Moore. G'day, Craig.
Howdy. Listen, I have a theory.
Yes.
I don't know if it's laughable or not, but the situation with the Crows being knocked out by a point or two because of the decisions of the umpires, was it 4 or 5 years it's been now, did you say?
I think, yeah.
Four or five games?
Oh, no, there's four games over the last 2.5 years that have been decided by an umpire where the AFL said it was a mistake, a genuine mistake, and they've lost by less than a kick.
I understand all that, but my theory is, I don't know whether you laugh at it or not, but I'm thinking, I wonder if at the very first mistake up until this recent mistake was the same umpires, and they might have had a problem with the Crows.
Oh, I don't think they've put one and one together like that, and I wouldn't draw that bow, Craig. It's just incompetence. It's just getting it wrong. It's a mistake, and everyone will go, "Oh, really? Players make mistakes." I heard Tech say exactly that. Well, we shouldn't have been in that position. That's what a professional would say. We shouldn't have put ourselves in that position, relied on the umpire to win or lose us a game. That's being very professional. But fans like us, Craig, don't need to be professional. All right?
Well, let's go to Mark. Hello, Mark.
All right, Mark.
Hey, guys.
He's got a solution.
Oh, here we go. I like solutions.
Solution is that I think we're the only sport that doesn't have a challenge. Cricket has a challenge, the NRL has a challenge, the NFL has a challenge. Basketball has a challenge. So my solution is have one person from each team up in the box, and every quarter you get to challenge one thing. So that might have been Keane throwing the ball, Brisbane challenge it, they get a goal. And we challenge against the Rankin thing, and we might get a goal. So that's my solution, is that all the professional sports have challenges at the moment, and we don't.
Thanks, Mark.
Look, a lot of people are going down that path. I did think about it. Can't they just
how
get
many
better?
challenges and
All
when?
of that. Because downtime.
You make a point, because if you got momentum in a third quarter and it's stopped by something like that, that's as important as dying minutes of the last quarter. So sometimes
it's magnified.
They're all crucial, aren't they?
They are. It's magnified in the dying seconds. It's happened to the Crows too many times in dying seconds. That one last year, Sam Draper was hatching the ball, was holding the ball, shot at goal, they win. 1 minute 44 on the clock, Raken paid the mark or free kick, they win. You know, Keys, the last kick, basically, they win. It's because it's in the dying seconds that it just hurts more.
And that's what stings the most. But, yes, those things do happen. Sam and I were talking about the infamous Jenkins hit the post moment. I said to Sam, our problem was I was watching it live with a teammate of mine, old Rowan Smith, and we missed a goal dead in front, 10 metres out. That's where we lost it. Yeah. Not up the other end, because you open yourself up to that moment.
You do.
Because you missed that goal.
Oh, well, let's all get a bit professional and just move on.
Look, we get another 24 hours. We'll be back tomorrow at 4. We'll be able to reassess and maybe even look forward for the first time this week.
The irony is I'm in the 24-hour window, you blokes.
You still haven't exited. It's amazing. 6:30, we have the Sample Show coming up next. We've got a 26-man squad for the Crow Eaters and the state team.
I'm going to hang around.
We might hear from Timmy G, the chairman of selectors, with Matt Panos joining us next.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show. The leader of the Federal Liberal Party, Peter Dutton, David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
What's your message today?